I was feeling depressed yesterday. Sometimes I get depressed for no reason. Like it's like an overwhelming.
Just comes over you?
Oh, my God. And it's the worst thing. So I was sitting there. Oh, I know what happened. Gary gave me the Macy Gray. Macy Gray put out a new album of cover versions. And I don't really know much about Macy Gray. Except
She had that one big hit.
Yeah. It's true. That's her one big hit, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what that's called.
I think it's called I'll Try.
And I'll try.
Or I Try.
I try not.
Yeah, I can't remember what that line was.
Yeah, so the reason I was listening to Macy Gray was Gary said, hey, Macy Gray came out with a new CD. You want to hear it? Maybe she's going to be making the rounds. Maybe we'll have her in. You know, I don't know much about her, but she seems very interesting, Macy Gray. And, you know, I've heard drips and drabs of stuff she's done.
Yeah.
But so she put out a CD of cover versions, like some interesting choices, too. Like she does Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. And I thought it was really moving. And I had it on. Whenever I have music on and, I don't know, I get moody. And I was sitting in front of my computer opening email. And it had the Macy Gray thing playing. And I started to get sad. And then my dog was like right at my feet and looking up at me. And I started looking at her. And she's 10 and she's been having health problems. And I got sad. And I started hugging her and everything. And then I said, you know, I'm feeling really down. I'm going to write that on Twitter because I never tweet. So I wrote, I'm feeling down. 2 seconds later, people start tweeting me back. You fucking pussy. You know, like the complete opposite of what I was looking for. I realized.
Yeah, so if you're on the ledge, they're going to say jump.
I was so, yeah, exactly. I was so desperate for love right at that point, you know, and all I had was the dog, and I was sad that the dog was going to. I said, you know what? I'm going to turn to my fans, my loving Twitter fans. And I'm just going to expose myself at my raw state, you know, and my raw emotion.
I'm going to be vulnerable.
Yeah, I'm going to be vulnerable. You know, who cares what people think? Well, 2 seconds later, I was so sorry I wrote it. It was like, fuck you, you homo. Pull yourself together. You know why you're sad? You're old, you old fuck. And,
oh, wow.
Oh, my God. I was just like,
it was
wow.
like things you weren't even thinking.
It was, yeah, I was like, wow, what an avalanche of hate. But then, like, if you wait long enough, then people start to sort of turn around.
The haters are faster typers, I think.
And then people started sending me pictures of their dogs, and like, one dog was in diapers because it's dying. You know, there's like,
no.
You know, like the people were showing me they went through similar experiences, and it was a little better, but it wasn't much better. And then some woman asked for a picture of my dog. I tweeted that out, and then I quickly got off. I didn't want to read anymore. It was not fulfilling what I needed. I needed to talk to someone.
Well, that's
so I went to my psychiatrist and
an interesting experiment.
I tried. I tried to turn to my fans for some support, but it was more like, "You're such a homo. You're gay."
Wow.
Yeah, like I was gay bashing.
Or gay bashed.
I was gay bashed. I know what it's like to be gay bashed. And it's called insulting names.
Wow.
Yeah. I was going to be like that guy who jumped off the bridge after his roommate taped him making out with a guy.
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day. You know, everybody's talking about bullying like it's a child or a children phenomenon.
Right. No.
People, you just grow and you're continually bullied.
Yeah.
Even as an adult.
Get over it. You heard Whitney.
That's true. People get bullied as adults.
Yeah. Like Gary bullied me yesterday. People even said, and then people started writing me, no wonder Gary took advantage of you yesterday and you didn't fire back at him.
Yeah, my tweets were all like, Howard was a jerk to you.
Yeah, mine were. Well, it depends when you listen, because at the end I let you have the last word, and in the morning I had the last word. You know what I mean? So depending on which argument you heard.
Then I saw somebody sent an email in yesterday and just like called me a monkey, and you should fire that monkey. If that ape worked in the real world, his gorilla ass would be fired.
Well, what about Whitney Cummings? I mean, she's on major medication now because people were bullying her about her new TV show.
It never ends.
Yeah. Then I heard Sal on the wrap-up show bullying her.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was kind of like, I think he's one of those people
who's jealous.
Yeah, like Sal thinks he should have a sitcom, I think. And it's like, just not, Sal, get over yourself. Why don't you write a sitcom?
Or go get it. Yeah, she wrote those.
Yeah, she wrote 2 separate sitcoms, Sal. So why don't you write one and submit it?
Nobody just plucked her out of obscurity and said, we're going to put you on TV.
And she worked her ass off. I tried to tell Whitney that. I said, it's all jealous comedians. I said, you should see every guy in radio fucking treats me like an asshole because they're all jealous, but they want to be me.
Howard, I praise Whitney on the
but I know back in the office, you're pretty nasty about her.
No, I'm just
the truth.
I'm nasty in general. I'm just a bitter guy, but...
Hey, by the way, what's the name of that model we had in yesterday?
Ellie McPherson.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Did you?
I talked nice about her, too.
Who?
Ellie McPherson.
Ellie McPherson?
And Whitney... I'm just bitter in general, but I think Don't
you think it's weird? I got to ask you now, because I was listening to the wrap-up show and you were talking about Ellie McPherson. Don't you... I got to just say this, because everyone was good about not saying it. Don't you think it's weird that, like, I interviewed that person for, like, a whole morning and you still don't know her name?
Ellie McPherson.
What?
McPherson. McPherson? I don't know.
Baba
How do you say her last name?
McPherson. I don't know. I have like this. It's a Long Island enunciation.
Say her whole name.
Ellie McPherson. ELLE McPherson.
Had you ever heard of her before?
I've seen her around, sure, here and there. I'm not a model guy. I don't follow models.
I understand, but she was one of the most famous models in America.
And you must have said her name a million times during the interview.
Right.
I was busy.
You didn't listen to the interview?
I listened to some of it. I heard her say some derogatory things to you.
Who?
Ellie McPherson.
Right. So when you heard Ellie McPherson, when you don't know where I'm going. Believe me, you have no idea either. You think I have no idea.
Baba Booey.
You really have no idea.
Am I going to get in trouble for something?
No, you're not in trouble at all.
Okay, good.
We're just pointing out how ridiculously retarded you are.
Oh, thanks.
That's all.
Very good.
Right now, people are howling with laughter, and you don't even know it.
Same people who tweeted you yesterday?
Yeah.
Those people?
No, but you're
those kind people?
You're one of those guys that thinks Whitney isn't that talented and doesn't deserve what she has.
Bullshit.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, that's not what I hear.
Listen, comedy is subjective. And, like, for example, like Carrot Top, a lot of comedians put him down.
Right.
But you cannot deny his talent. You cannot deny what he does.
Right.
I don't like Madonna. I hate Madonna. She's sold millions and millions of records. You can't deny what she does. Whitney, I'm not a huge fan of her. She's a great roaster. I'm not a really big fan, but...
Why would you be a big... I mean,
she's not a big fan, but she's a great roaster.
She's a great roaster in that capacity. I'm just not. I'm not...
But how can you not...
I'm not floored with her. I'm not floored with anybody these days.
You're not floored by her roasts?
Absolutely floored by her roast.
So you are floored by her?
Yes. Well, by her roast.
But you just said you're not floored by her.
Well, are you floored by me as a tap dancer? No, but as a prank caller you are. I'm saying that in some areas.
So you are floored by... But we're evaluating her as a comedian. What she does is roast people, and she's
great at it.
So then why would you think she doesn't deserve to...
Who said she doesn't deserve...
You did.
No, I did not. I never said
you didn't say that publicly. You say it privately.
I never said privately she didn't deserve it. I said that she's being chastised and she's being put down because of a lot of people in the industry wanted to see her fail. That's what I said.
Right.
And you know what?
What about Ellie McPherson, though?
What about her? She's a supermodel. She's good at what she does, I guess. You know, she's on that fashion show.
I think it's amazing that I interviewed her. We promoted the fact that she was coming in. I said her name a certain way, and you're mangling her name.
McPherson. I don't know. McPherson. I have no idea. Ellie McPherson.
No, it's just weird.
I have no... I don't know how else you would mangle her name.
Her name is Elle McPherson.
Right. I've heard you say Elle. Everybody call Elle. But Elle... My name's Salvatore Governale. Sal Governale.
Are you going to now say what? What are you saying?
You could call me Salvatore. You could call me Sal. When you call her Elle, I heard you call her...
Her name isn't Ellie.
It's ELLLE. Lee. Ellie McPherson.
Holy shit.
I bet you...
What's amazing about you? You'll argue to the end even when you know you're wrong.
But...
Her name isn't Ellie, it's Elle.
When you called her Elle, it's like your mother calling you Hal.
No, ELLE is Elle.
Have you ever seen... There's a magazine with that name.
It's called Elle.
Yeah, but magazines don't speak, Robin.
Oh.
There's not a person in America who calls her Ellie except you.
Oh, well, there you go. I'm unique.
Wow. You refuse to learn.
All right, now so it's Elle. But when you called her Elle, and even on the wrap-up show, they were saying Elle or Ellie.
No, you said Ellie. No,
I see Ellie. On the notes, I see Ellie. I see
You read ELLE as Ellie.
ELLE Lee. Ellie. I see it as Ellie.
She doesn't have Elle Lee as a name.
You know what it is? He has a reading problem.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
I do not.
And like you read it, and even though you hear everyone saying Elle,
I'm assuming it was Sal versus Salvatore. I'm assuming it was
all right.
Fred versus Frederick. That's not a legitimate argument.
Frederick. It's Elle. It's not Ellie.
It's Ben versus Benji. All right, so it's Elle.
Okay.
And I'm retarded because I saw because I read it ELLE. I saw two L's,
Well,
two
we
E's.
were going around saying, I mean, the whole world says Elle Macpherson. She says Elle Macpherson. She's on the air. We're saying, here's Elle Macpherson. And then, like, somehow you walk in out of, like, a time, I don't know where you are, like,
I see something,
at a
I
time
read-
machine, and you go, Ellie. Like, no, you've never heard that name before.
You've never heard the
Listen,
magazine called
when I
Elle.
see Elle, I don't think about her name. That's the last thing I think about.
okay.
She's a nice piece
All
of
right.
ass. Who cares
All right,
what her
thank
name?
you.
Her name could be Frank. I'd bang her in the ass. Who cares?
You're an amazing man.
Well, I'm sorry
On
that I
so
could
many
name
levels. Like just even your explanation. Every time you get something wrong, you're like, well, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
No, it
I
doesn't.
don't care about history. I don't care about geography. I
No,
don't care.
no,
It
not
doesn't
true.
affect me.
Not true.
I don't care about voting.
Not true.
I don't care that there's not purple
Oh,
states.
when you screw up an enunciation, you get 16,000 emails. You get all pissed
but I
off.
mean, you're
Are you retarded?
consistent. You're constant.
I'm not constant.
Sure, we all get things wrong, but my God, there isn't a thing you get right.
There's plenty of things I get right.
What?
Plenty.
What?
I don't know. Give me something. I don't know. What do I give a shit about? I saw her name. I pronounced it Ellie. That makes me retarded? I mean,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
kind of.
It's kind of ignorant, Howard.
It's kind of weird because you work on the show and we prepare for guests and
Yeah, and I
you
do a
hear
good job.
Everyone saying L.
Who cares?
Can I explain it to him a little bit?
Yeah, maybe you can.
Sal, it's not that you read it wrong.
Happy birthday, by the way,
Thank you.
Gary.
It's not that you. Thank you. It's not that you read it wrong.
Baba Booey.
Now go fuck yourself.
No, but it's that she's been in the mainstream of media for probably 30 years. You
Right.
probably jerked off to her. You probably read Sports Illustrated, all that stuff. So
Never read Sports
But
Illustrated.
I understand that you read it wrong, but she's been a celebrity for a very long time. And so that's how I would think you would know her name.
You know what? She really hasn't been in the spotlight in my eyes. I mean, she's out there. There's no denying it. But I'm telling you, she doesn't stand out like she's not like a Christy Brinkley, not like a Cheryl
Show your
Teague.
cock. Just show your cock
No,
and
I'm
be
not.
done with it.
You're looking at it right here, the whole body. I'm a big
All
cock. All right. Well, I'm sorry. And as far as Whitney's concerned, that's those.
No,
completely
I've
not
heard that
true.
you kind of like one of those jealous comics.
I'm not jealous of what's there to be jealous about. As soon as you
There's
start,
a lot to be jealous. She's
No.
pulling down a fortune. She's making millions.
and that was my point on the wrap-up show. Even though she's doing that, it's driving people crazy. What do I care what she does? It has no bearing on me as a
That's
person.
right. That's what I was trying to tell her. These other comics, whether she gets a sitcom or not,
Doesn't mean they're going to get one.
Doesn't mean-
she
if
didn't
she-
get them out of the line.
right? If she doesn't get a sitcom, it doesn't mean then they're going to go to Sal Governale
Right.
next.
Whether she does great or whether it bombs, it has absolutely
You're going to be the
no
same.
bearing.
You're going to be the same
shithead.
position.
Yeah, I'll be the same shithead.
And in fact, she said to me afterwards, she said, I'm surprised because a lot of comics got a lot of deals all of a sudden. Like, networks kind of think in droves.
Right.
When you sign one person,
One type of person.
Yeah, they go,
You go
"Uh-oh.
look for somebody else.
let me go get another female comic or something.
Right.
A lot of comics actually benefited from me being signed.
I agree. And a lot of times these scouts, there could be a comic on stage who can bomb or be a complete hack. That might be something that a particular agent is looking for
Do you
for
ever
his
get
project.
scouted?
I've been in a few. No, not really. No, just by you.
I'm the only one who picked up on you, huh?
Yeah.
That's
No.
my unique charm,
No, I have a few good things going on, but you hit the nail on the head. When I used to go out and
That'd be good if, like, I was arguing with some of the talent on America's Got Talent. They go, what do you know? You hired Sal.
oh, that hurts.
That'd be great. And I'd go,
you
you're right.
got an argument there.
Right.
Yeah, hit the buzzer on me, Howard.
Right.
Throw me out.
Hitting the buzzer is so intense. It's so
Must
much
be so
fun.
great.
Oh, it's so great. And then when the other two judges join in, it's like, and then all of a sudden the music goes, and the whole stage goes black. It's like death just hit.
It'd be great if you could bring that buzzer everywhere, like to a restaurant. The food sucks. Wherever you go.
It's great.
You're a lucky son of a bitch. That's good. And you earned it. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Sal.
You're very welcome. Not that you don't take my word for my word shit to you. So
What?
you're like, oh, thank you, Sal. Like you rolled your eyes. Like
I didn't roll my eyes at all.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe
I
it's
said
my
thank you.
paranoia. It's my paranoia.
I said thank you. That's very nice.
I appreciate it.
All right, get out of here.
All right.
By the way, speaking of the wrap-up show, that's where we got the John was talking to Sal, and that's where he started calling Elle McPherson. Ellie McPherson here. I'll play a little clip from that just so you see how that all went down. There, hold on.
A fat, ugly chick cannot get away with comments like that. But Ellie's so hot. I mean, she could basically say that your mother looks like a fucking goblin, and all right, suck my cock. Who cares? That's the beauty of being beautiful.
Sal, do you think
Free pass? I mean, she said carte blanche herself.
Do you think that she
Wonderful.
is a true supermodel?
Absolutely. I mean, there are women that are hot, like, wow, she's an 8, she's a 9. Then you see Ellie, and Ellie McPherson is like,
Like a moron.
This is so
like
funny.
a goddess.
Ellie McPherson.
Ellie.
Yeah. That's the only clip of that, right? Of Ellie McPherson.
He says it again in the next one when Gary asks about Ellie McPherson, and he doesn't realize what's wrong with it.
Sal, you've been in this seat before where, she was the one who killed on the roasts and tore people apart. Now she's getting torn apart. How do you deal with that? Is that tough to combat?
Touche, cocksucker. Welcome to the entertainment business. It works both ways.
Touche.
Yeah. She puts it out, you get it back.
Touche, Ellie McPherson.
Ellie McPherson, what does that have to do with this?
Nah, it's a callback. But why do you think that? But why?
Ellie McPherson. I just don't know how you're around. Elle McPherson is a very popular name in our culture, especially for guys Sal's age.
She's pretty iconic.
Yeah. Everyone's heard the name Elle McPherson.
Well, he explained that E-L-L-E spells
Ellie.
He probably never heard of her before.
He goes, Ellie.
He was spelling it with 3 L's at one point.
Yeah, right. He went E-L-L-L-E-E. Ellie.
Like Sally, Salvatore.
Salvatore.
Right.
He's a trip.
He's the best.
He's the best. He really is. You got to get him in there.
And I loved how he kept trying to fix the pronunciation of her last name because he didn't think that Ellie was wrong at all.
Right.
Yeah, I was convinced you were going to have him saying McPherson or something like that by the time he was at it.
Yeah, it was too weird. All right, thank you, John Heim. We look forward to your wrap-up show today with Gary and the gang. Should be a lot of fun.
Sal.
Yes.
Salvatore.
Yes. My point.
Are you familiar with the spelling of the word gazelle?
Yes. G-I... You're not asking me to spell it, but...
No,
yeah.
but it contains at the end...
Oh, gazelle. There's a G-A... There's two. Giselle Bundchen. Giselle.
No, like gazelle, like the animal.
Right.
The cheetah-like animal.
Yes, of course. Absolutely.
G-A-Z-E-L-L-E.
Right.
How would you pronounce that?
Gazelle.
Why not call that gazelle?
I don't know why. That's what you got. Wait, hold on. This guy's the culprit. Turn the cameras.
How am I the culprit?
This guy yesterday brings me into the wrap-up show. All right, you want to talk about slimy people? You want to talk about underhanded people who fucking a really dirty, mischievous move? Not mischievous. Just a real dirty, no good, low life, scummy thing. Right here,
Mischievous.
the bottom of not the bottom of the barrel, the scrapings underneath the bottom of the barrel. Wow. This guy brings me onto the wrap-up show yesterday. He goes, "I want to talk to you about Bruce Springsteen and Gary getting yelled at." The whole time, I didn't know it was over Ellie McPherson.
It wasn't.
Elle McPherson. Whatever the hell.
It wasn't. I didn't know you said her name wrong until you said it on wrap-up.
I don't know about that. It doesn't make any sense.
No,
it doesn't make any sense.
I didn't.
Because I said to you,
no, you
why
volunteered it, and I didn't correct it. I just let you roll.
Well, who
you wanna be
told
mad
you
at me?
on the sneak that I was saying
Nobody.
Ellie?
That was your own idiocy. I didn't know you called her Ellie until you said it.
I don't know about that. I find that very hard to believe. I smell shenanigans around here. Something is very smelly. Rhymes with Ellie.
Was it Richard?
No, Richard smells fantastic.
No.
I would tell you honestly, if I knew you pronounced it that way, I had no idea until you said it when we were in there. And then I let you say it again and again and again. I copped to that fully.
Right. All right.
So who could have known prior to that? And maybe
I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, I bet you there's plenty of people who call her Ellie.
Wait, hold on. You call me mischievous? How do you define that?
First, I screwed up that word. It's mischievous. So there you go. Is it mischievous? But anyway.
Do you want me to tell you, or that
Yeah.
mischievous thing to do?
What is it? What's the right way?
What do you think the right way is?
I think it's mischievous.
Okay, you think that.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. He just asked me if I would like to know. I give him a word, and then what does he say back? He doesn't correct me. He goes, "You think that?" That's not nice. It's not nice. He's not a nice person. He's a nice person, but he's not that nice of a person. He's a calculated nice person. Sneaky.
is anyone really that nice around here?
No. Yeah, they are. There's a few people. Nick,
I'd rank
the intern.
John at the top of the list.
Rob's a really nice guy.
Hey,
John's okay. John's good at what he does. John's good. John set up the ball, served it, and Howard just sent it out of the park. There's no parks in volleyball, but there's no out of the parks in volleyball, but you know what I mean. God almighty, am I flustered.
Dupre his phone number. I saw tape of it. He was quite smooth back there.
Really?
Yeah, he used that old joke again that he keeps using. On his card, it says on the back, my gift to you or something, a very important gift to you, and then it's his cell phone number. Keeps going with that one. I actually have it on tape. Here's JD making his move on Ashley Dupre. Behind the scenes.
Hello, Ashley. So I will give you my business card, which also has what some have called the greatest gift ever, which is my cell phone number on the back.
The greatest, I love that.
I don't know. I came up with that. So whenever I know you're...
He has to tell... JD's so battered from being put down, it's like he's got to... don't worry, no one else came up with that. I did.
You're busy and stuff, so whenever for this hot chocolate or
I told you I do hot chocolate, so we guys do hot chocolate. So
we'll do something.
Okay.
Whenever you have time.
Okay.
So have a good rest of your day.
Thanks, JD.
Hello, everyone. Okay, goodbye.
So whatever.
It's very smooth.
Very
it's smooth for JD.
It was actually. It wasn't like... But do you know she wrote a note to Gary... Like saying, did you know about this?
No, I don't know. She called me last night.
What'd she say?
You know, it was right before I was going to bed, and we sort of made a preliminary date for later this week.
Yeah, she said, Gary, I'm getting together with JD to give him advice on women.
Oh, she's already covered herself that it's not a date.
Well, yeah, like she's going to help JD out.
You know, that is the new thing with women, because the receptionist, one day I said something to her, because JD tried that card thing on her for Christmas. And so one day I'm walking out and I said, you're causing all kind of uproar back there.
Yeah.
She goes, we are going to find JD a girl.
I'm going to tell you
nice
something.
Girl, and I'm going to advise him on what he should do.
I watched the video of JD hitting on, not hitting, but giving her his card to Ashley Dupre.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you something. From my vantage point, JD is good enough for her.
Absolutely.
He looked good next to her. And I got news for you. She should go out with him and try and get a date with him.
Well, this is her problem. She doesn't know how to pick out a good guy.
That's right. JD's for her.
Hey, Howard.
Guy with a stable job.
Exactly.
She told me that her and the other receptionist were going to find JD a cougar.
A cougar they're going to
What
look
does this
for.
cougar do for him?
Cougar?
What is this cougar talk?
You think JD wants to service hot older women? Are you crazy?
Why do they think he's cougar?
I don't.
All I know is this chick thinks she's going out with you to give you advice, but I'm sure you'll turn her head.
I'll set her straight.
You'll set her straight.
Yeah, once you lay that JD charm on her, she'll forget all about her advice.
I'll start texting her.
Yeah, a lot of guys seemed to like her yesterday on the show. I actually would have her back because I was thinking about her, and I have like a million more follow-up questions that I have for her about the whole business of being a prostitute and everything, and I just had a million. I'm standing there last night thinking about what's the difference between. I would love to ask Ashley Dupre this, so maybe she'd come back in. What's the difference between, in her mind, a call girl and a prostitute? In other words,
Is there a difference?
I don't know. That's what I want to know, because in her mind, there's got to be, because like there's this common street hooker, and then there's the girl who's sort of a higher class call girl, escort, and then I would like to know. Like, did she have...
when you were asking her yesterday, how do you, be with a guy and perform sexually so that he feels that he's really appreciated when you're not into him? And all she could say was, I thought about my rent, I thought about clothing, she thought about what she could get, and I don't think that's how you do it.
I don't either. I think that it's tied into what she was saying, that she didn't have like a father figure, and like it's more like, oh my God, I have a hold over a man.
I think it's more of the power thing.
Yeah.
When you hit on, she goes, yeah, it was a powerful position. That's what gets you off, your power over these guys.
That's what I think. I don't know. I have a lot more questions.
Mm-hmm.
So after your date, tell her to get back in here. I need to follow up.
Could you ask? We'll send you with a list of questions.
If you want to give me a list, I'll ask.
Right, thank you, JD.
While she's giving me advice.
Good luck on your date.
Thank you.
Quickly sipping her hot chocolate.
You know what you got to say to her when she goes, JD, I think you should find a nice girl. And you're going to say, listen, honey, what about you and me? You got to look at no laughing, no smiling. You say to her, listen.
Let's get serious. You're damaged goods.
You say what? You say, listen, don't be so high and mighty. You were with Spitzer. You want to do some damage control on your image? You date a regular guy like me. Now, let's talk about me and you and what we're going to be doing tonight. Talk about a romance.
Forget Trump. Forget Russell Simmons.
Yeah.
JD's your man.
Trump, you're talking to
Trump and Russell Simmons.
That's right. These guys aren't going to do anything for you. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be your boyfriend.
I'll actually listen to your music.
Right. And tell you it's good.
Give her support.
Try and get all that out before she leaves. Okay?
I will.
You want to practice on me? Hi, JD. JD, so I was thinking about you. You know, you've got to go with like a cougar, and I know some older girls. And I think, you know, you should really be with some women who have a little more experience. I know someone I'm going to introduce you to.
Are you going to say anything?
Wait a second. Hold on. He's getting ready. Let me finish.
I had to let all that sink in.
What about that, JD?
Well, I was actually interested in you. You know, I'm not.
See ya.
Did you hear anything that Howard said before? He was giving you. He told you what to say.
You didn't do it right. Here's what you got to say. Let's practice again. This is what you got to say to her. You say, "Listen, honey, cut the bullshit. I'm here for you."
That's right. That's what I just said.
No, you didn't.
Just listen to me, and then you'll mimic me.
Okay.
Listen, I'm into you. I like the way you look. I like your whole attitude. I don't care that you're past. I'm into you. You understand? I'm not Trump. I'm not these other guys who are just going to give you lip service. I want to be your boyfriend. I want to go out with you. I want to make some magic here. All right, that's the attitude.
Okay.
All right, you do it in your own way. All right, here I go. Oh, hi, JD. Thanks for meeting me for hot chocolate. You know, by the way, when I was on the show, it was really nice meeting you. And I was thinking about you that you really need to find a cougar, like an older girl or something like that. I know some girls I'll introduce you to.
Oh, listen.
What? Oh, I like this new. Oh. So I guess I'm walking out.
I'm
still here.
Bye.
I'm still here. That was that Fred. I'm still here.
You're being nice.
Go ahead. What did you want to say? What was that? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Listen,
What are you, an Indian? Whoa, 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 whoa.
What are we on a horse? Whoa.
Yes.
I'm interested in you. I find you very attractive. I love your whole attitude, your openness about everything. You seem very genuine and real. And I would like to get to know you more and see where this leads, if it leads anywhere.
All right, Fred, now play the footsteps. Thank you. Wow, that waiter's cute. Bye, JD. Hi, what's your name? Can't believe this guy just drove me off in his car. JD, did you pay the check? Ashley just emailed me. She wants to make sure you paid and left a nice tip. Wow. She ran off with a waiter. Just like that. Guy took her off in his Maserati.
That's some waiter.
Yeah. World's richest waiter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He just does it as a hobby. He likes it.
Yeah.
Did you see what just happened there, Robin?
I did. It was dismal.
Thanks.
Do you think you can get that Tim's assistant Jared's number?
All right.
Oh. Sorry. He's more my type.
Everyone's funny.
All right. I thought you did a good job giving her the number. It's always awkward. You did the best you could.
Yeah, I mean, it was...
You used that line. I like that. With
So what would you talk to her about? I mean, you fell in love with her eyes. I mean, what is it you like about her?
I like... She seemed genuine and stuff. She didn't seem to put on any sort of fake personality or anything. She seemed to be herself, I thought. And, yeah,
You're not scared that she might have some emotional problems because of her job as a hooker?
No, I probably have some emotional problems.
Right. You're willing to accept that she has problems. Maybe she could be willing to accept you might have a few
Everyone's
problems.
got problems.
Yeah, I mean, you have a problem talking.
That's one problem.
Right.
It's one of many, I'm sure.
I mean, really, you can see sitting down with her for a date and having conversation.
Trying to, at least.
You gave her the greatest gift of all. Now she wants to regift it and give it to a cougar.
Everyone seems to want to regift it.
Yeah. Actually, I had the greatest gift of all.
I wonder what her advice would be to JD.
That's very simple. Lose my number. I hope it goes okay. Try and. My advice to JD is learn English. Don't make it sound like it's your second language.
And get a Jared mask.
All right. Jesus.
If you could try to be more like Jared. Work out. Tone up.
Tone up.
Yes, tone it up.
Work on your core.
I have a special gift for you. It's the number for Equinox. You can work out there.
Someone's called this the greatest gift.
See you, JD. Jared's taking me in his Maserati to a party. Goodbye. Hi, Jared. I just had hot chocolate with JD. No, he's not with us anymore. He's paying the bill. I'm free to be with you now. Don't let that happen.
I will try not to.
Charm her a little bit.
I lay it on.
Yes.
You want more cinnamon in your hot chocolate?
No, I have to leave. In fact,
No, wait. I found the mocha. Right here. I'll get you a venti.
I do have some advice, though. With your personality and Jared's looks, you'd be an incredibly handsome guy with no personality.
Oh, thanks a lot. That's the nicest thing anybody's almost ever said to me.
You know what, though? I thought you guys looked good together on camera. I'm not bullshitting you. If you play it right, I think you could fuck around with her.
Once it was slow down, one step at a time. You know.
What, do you want to just be a friend?
No, but you know,
no, he ain't looking for. He's got enough friends. He's got 5,000 friends on that Facebook. He's got a lot of friends.
Yeah, I got too many friends.
What are you gonna wear for the date?
I've something. I don't know. Like a button shirt and stuff. And I'll look.
Try to look good, man.
Of course.
Try to look cool. Get a leather jacket or something.
Leather jacket.
Well, you know, if he really gets to go out with her, isn't it time for another makeover? So
I don't want to do a makeover.
You should for the date.
No, I don't.
Talk to Beth. She don't have a lot of time these days. Busy with a cat. But
say you dress like this just for the show. This is how you really dress.
JD, call Beth.
I'll look fine. I'll look fine.
You know what I would do if I was you? You know who kind of dresses cool for a dude? Johnny Depp. What you ought to do get a picture of Johnny Depp and copy what he's wearing, maybe.
This is my Edward Scissorhands look.
Did I go okay at the Christmas part, the Christmas party or whatever?
You wore a suit.
No, I didn't wear a suit.
What'd you wear?
I wore like a sweater.
Yeah, but you need to look more like a biker.
A biker?
You know, I mean, yeah, like a tough
Chuck
guy.
Zito.
Yeah, well, Chuck's really macho. I'm talking about like a motorcycle jacket or something.
No.
You know what I mean?
You remember when I got that you gave me that Terminator jacket? I couldn't.
That was no good.
Exactly. That's a leather jacket.
Maybe you should go wild, like wear like a guardian angel outfit, a beret.
Can I dress like the crocodile hunter?
Or get a turban.
Turban? Yarmulke?
Nah. I don't know. But I'm just saying you could look, you know what? And wear shades. Wear dark sunglasses. You look cooler with those.
I don't like shades.
Kind of look nerdy with those glasses. I'm being serious.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Get some tighter pants and, the whole thing. Johnny Depp. Girls go wild for this guy.
Well,
I'm telling you. This motherfucker dresses and he gets laid every minute. You go to a place with low lighting. Never go to a bright area. Sit in the shadows.
These are your tips.
Listen, this is what I do.
Go to one of those bars where everyone sits in the dark.
When I was with Beth, she could barely see me.
What's that?
Oh, Jesus.
This is exactly what you should wear. Thank you. Johnny Depp. Here you go. And the guy doesn't even look like he's trying. Put this I am not fucking with you. Put this outfit on. Robin.
Oh, that looks good.
That's it. Jeans. And then he's got the necklace thing going and a little wristband. And get some shades on there. You got hair like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
You do.
Okay.
Stop fucking putting yourself down.
I'm not. I just don't think it's hair like Johnny Depp.
Take this picture and go get this outfit.
Yeah, just mimic that.
You walk in like this Ashley Dupre will be yours. You got no goddamn confidence. Sick of you being without a girlfriend.
What if she doesn't like Johnny Depp? What if she's
going to like you in that outfit? That's how you need to look. Not with your gut hanging out from...
he comes into the party in an Argyle sweater.
Gut from all the goddamn filet of fish you eat.
No, it's not.
The filet of fish is 7,000 calories.
I don't have
it's
a gut.
breading you're looking at.
All that bread. I'm looking at a big doughy belly. Get that outfit and get to work on it. Amp yourself up with a bunch of those pills you're taking. And be happy.
You grin a lot.
Yeah. But don't grin too much.
Yeah, I know that.
You'd be like a mongoloid.
I'll look like the Joker.
The Joker.
The Joker. I'm serious. You see that outfit is good, right? You understand?
I mean, for him.
No, for you.
For you.
Whatever.
Dude, look at what you're wearing. What is that shirt?
I know what I'm wearing, all right?
That's no good. You're not going to make girls That's how you should dress every fucking day. You get that receptionist, too.
Dress like this?
Yeah.
Come on.
Why?
This doesn't look comfortable at all.
Comfortable?
Yeah.
That looks comfortable to me.
That's you.
When I'm getting all that pussy, it's going to be real comfortable.
Well, all right, whatever. If I went out and stuff, I would.
I would wear that.
Okay, I'm sure you would.
You're damn right I would.
You already wear these. See, I don't.
When I met Beth, I was wearing like a cool coat and shit. She responded to it. I'm telling you.
All right.
You got to snag a broad.
Of course, he could hold a conversation after he got her attention. That's another problem.
Do whatever you have to look cool. Smoke a goddamn cigarette if that's what it takes.
You tell him to take up a bad habit.
Yeah, get cancer.
Do anything.
That's okay.
You know, it's funny. I watch these makeover movies. Like there's a new movie out with that nerdy guy.
Sarah.
It's called Youth and Revolt.
Right. Michael Cera?
Right. They make him over to be cool. So what do? They give him a new outfit. And suddenly he looks like a cool guy. That's the only difference.
He stands up taller.
He stands up straight.
He gets more confident.
He gets confident, and they give him some cool clothes. And suddenly Michael Cera is like a cool-looking guy. Hey, you could do it in the snap of a moment. I mean, just get it together.
All right.
Get in there and get that girl.
I'm trying.
All right. I'm trying to help.
I know. Thank you.
I don't even know why I care. Kiss if you get laid, but I do.
Thanks.
All right.
Well, we're friends, sort of.
Yeah, we sure as hell are.
Every time. Yes?
JD.
I'm coming with you on your date, man.
Ronnie, give JD some advice.
Are you my Cyrano de Bergerac?
No, I'm going to be like your wingman, like I was with Ganji, you know?
Okay.
Give him some advice, Ronnie.
He's got to play it cool with her, man.
That's what I'm trying to do.
She's a nice girl, you know, but, you know, he's got to play it really cool with her. And, you know, be real confident. You got to be real confident with her.
Does he need a makeover?
No.
He's good how he is?
No, he could, you know, dress up a little bit and, you know, take a shower, wash his hair. You know,
I do that.
That kind of stuff. No, I'm just saying, you know.
What about cologne?
Oh, you want to borrow a little Mambo? I'll bring it in for you tomorrow. Well, no, there's a bottle here.
Okay.
So spray some on before you leave, all right?
All right.
I'm telling you, it'll work.
Okay.
And when you go over, when you first meet her, you know, to have the hot chocolate, go over and give her a nice hug. You know, like one of these deals, you know? So she smells your neck.
Okay.
That'll seal the deal. And she'll go, I guarantee she'll go, boy, you smell really good. What is that?
I'll say Mambo.
There you go. Talent.
You nervous, man?
What?
You nervous?
A little bit, yeah.
How'd the conversation go last?
He's not nervous.
No, I'm not nervous.
No, he's not nervous. No, you're not nervous.
No, I'm not nervous.
Okay.
All right, man. Good luck.
Maybe I'll somehow work my charm on her somehow. I don't know.
Good luck, man.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate, Baba Booey. On Monday's wrap-up show, we talked about how Howard was really bummed out that because of the storm, his parents had to stay at his house all weekend. And Scott DePace and I sort of sympathized with him about what it's like to have relatives overstay their welcome. Here's what happened.
Off the politics for a second, with Gary now in here, and talk more about what Howard's going through, because he's got his mom, his dad, his sister all in his house, and he's offering to blow LIPA to get the power back on.
And I've been working hard. I've been talking to people. I got to lay really low because, you know, I don't want to get people in trouble, but, you know, they're trying, but it may be a while.
Isn't this wrong?
Of course. Well, is that wrong to me? I got a boss who needs something and I need to get it done. That's all I give a shit about.
Yeah, but what about the poor old lady who lives 3 blocks away?
I got a boss who needs to get something done.
So if somebody comes to fix something at your house, but your neighbor needs it more, are you going to send them their way and wait your turn?
No, but if my neighbor was scheduled to get it done and I can somehow use influence to get it done at my house first, that's wrong.
Are tempers and tensions running high, Gary, around just in general in your neighborhood? And
I was telling John, Lucas and I went out to get gas on Friday, and it was like, early in the day, and he just said to me without any provocation, he goes, Dad, man, everybody's really tense because you could just feel it. First of all, our block has never been that crowded at 11 o'clock on a Friday morning. The cops are out everywhere because there's like 10 gas stations within a quarter mile of each other. But yes, tensions are high.
How difficult is it Howard's dealing with a couple things right now. Some stuff as small as like, he sees the newspaper after his dad went through it and his dad's like, you could throw him out. He's like, wait, you see the paper and it's all crumbled and you want it clean. But the other thing is ultimately, he's trying to get his parents into a condo or into a place that he thinks they would benefit more, but they don't want to go anywhere. And it's not an easy conversation to have.
It's a tough thing because they, older people have a system and a routine, and they don't like to mess with that routine. I get that. Mary said to me, wouldn't it suck if we were old to be going through this? And I said, because I could not get my internet back till like late last night. I said, no, because if I'm old, I don't really have a job, so I don't give a shit whether I'm on the internet. Like, I'm struggling to get on so I can do work.
I think that's like, for them, they think that's the beginning of the end. Your kid is putting you off into a home, and,
I had this conversation, I talked about this in my book, but with both my parents, I tried to get them to turn their money over to the kids, which is a common thing before the 5-year look-back rule. And I talked to a couple of my friends about it. They went to the parents, and one of my friends came back to me, and he said, his father glared at him and he goes, so wait a minute, let me get this right. You're going to take my fucking money, and when I want money, I got to come and see you? And it was like, but at the end of the day, you're just trying to do the right thing for your parents and for their kids.
Yeah, that is weird, though.
Howard also mentioned Beth offering to take in one of his parents down the road, and Howard was like, that's grounds for divorce. And Howard loves his parents more than anything.
Of course.
But there's no one who can get on your nerves more than your parents because you're really treating them like your kids at this point.
I saw one of my neighbors, I was using internet at their house, and I saw them getting like a little flustered with their parents. I never saw them get like that before. But of course, your parents can, I'm like really nice, and I'll go to my mother, like, Mom, why are you giving me shit? Because it's your mom. That's what they do.
Greg in Boston, you're on the wrap-up show.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Love the show as usual. Two quick things I wanted to hit on real quick. I didn't hear any mention of Howard's house in the Hamptons. Did he get any damage down there at all? Or he said it, spoke about it. I missed it.
I think I saw a note from Beth. I think I saw a note from Beth. I think it was fairly minimal. Nothing house damage, maybe some trees or stuff, but nothing major.
No, he's lucky. I know he's close to the water. My other quick thing is, with all of his dough, why does he not put in one of those whole house generators that goes in your backyard? It's fueled by natural gas.
He talked about that a little bit today.
Why doesn't who put it in?
He's saying, why doesn't Howard put a generator in his parents' house?
Or his parents, yeah.
He can't get his dad to take a TiVo.
No, they don't have natural gas, he said there. So that was the
I don't have natural gas either.
And then the propane thing, he said they weren't, I don't know, they weren't into the idea.
Yeah. I bet they'd be into it now. No, it's one of those things where the generator thing for a lot of my neighbors was like, oh, it's such a pain in the ass. And now, when I built my house, I put in a whole house generator. I was the only one in the neighborhood with it. I don't think there's one person in my neighborhood without some form of a generator, whether it's the gas one you drag out.
How big's your propane tank? Is it?
It's underground. When I built the house, I put one underground. I think it's 300 gallons.
You have a generator?
I do. I just have a portable one, but finding gas for that was just as much of a misery. It was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, the interesting conversation I had with Lucas when he was talking about how on edge people were, we talked about, it reminded us of that. Remember that Twilight Zone episode where they thought the aliens were coming and all the neighbors were like ganging up on each other?
Oh, Maple Street, great episode.
It started to feel like our neighborhood was great, but when you went out to the outside of your neighborhood, it started to feel like that. The people online are angry, and it was weird.
How do you think Howard's holding up after the weekend with his parents?
It's a lot to deal with. It's a lot. I mean, Mary and I have had, those, have you never had relatives over your house for a sustained period of time and you love them, and when they leave, you let out a huge sigh of relief and you're like, I love them, but Jesus, I just need my house back. Everyone's shaking their head, but
yeah. I was just going to say that's what family's all about, for better.
And you love to help them, and you love that they're there, and you're like, I'm glad they came, but God,
I have an in-law come to my house every year for about 2.5 weeks, where my wife goes away, and
what do you mean?
It's hard.
Wait, your wife leaves when the relative comes?
Well, in other words, the in-law is there to take place of my wife.
I see.
For the kids, help me out a little bit.
Right.
And
you're not a big fan?
I am. Yes, I am. But it gets hard.
It fucks with your routine.
Yeah. I find I keep escaping and leaving and just, I'm going to go down to the store. And,
you know who's great? You know whose routine it didn't fuck with? Starting John told a great story on the air how his mother-in-law was staying with him for a week. And she walked in and caught him jerking off. I'm like, in an apartment, in a small New York City apartment. I'm like, you can't not jerk off for 3 days while your mother-in-law's there?
I would have to divorce immediately, so I would never have to look at her again.
Hey everybody, it's Sal Governale, and on Tuesday's wrap-up show we discussed why I was voting for Romney. You're going to find it to be brilliant because I am a genius on this show. We also discussed Sour Shoe's great appearance on the show and all the crazy things that went down that day, so check it out.
Sal Governale now joining us on the wrap-up show along with Sour Shoes and Ronnie. And as I'm reading that ad, Sour comes over and starts taking stuff out of this lunchbox and giving it to Sal. Sal, what did he give you?
He just gave me a whole shitload of Kiss cassettes. Kiss Destroyer,
Where's
Kiss
the
Dynasty.
VHS tapes?
Hey, so what are you going to do with them?
Throw them in the garbage.
Oh, that's not nice.
Is this a gift, or were you just trying to impress me with this?
I was trying to impress you.
Oh, okay.
Do you want
very, very nice, but I mean, what am I going to do with old cassettes?
I know exactly what you do. You go down to Astor Place, you throw them on a blanket, you sell them for $0.05 a piece.
Sour, do you want these back, or are these a gift?
Well, you can keep them if you want.
Are they a gift? Well, that's very nice of you. You know what the fun thing is? They smell.
I'll give them back to the guy. They're in his lunchbox.
I know, but they smell really bad.
What do they smell like?
Like, you ever remember as a kid when you went into your friend's house for the first time and it was a smell you'll never forget? Everybody has that house. It smells like that house. It's just...
Yeah, old people smell.
Yeah, old people, liverwurst, newspapers, cheese. This is... Yeah.
Well, it was in a lunchbox.
I touch some crazy things. I touch these cassettes. I want to boil my hands.
Sal,
I'm not kidding.
I got to ask you, because we know what happened 4 years ago. You said that you voted for Obama, then later we found out you didn't vote at all. Are you going to vote this year?
I am definitely going to vote this year.
And who are you voting for?
Well, I am voting for Romney.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I look at it this way. Obama did a great job, and Romney's going to, I guess, will do...
You're the only person voting for Romney that thinks Obama did a great job.
Well, he did a great job, and I think whoever goes in there, I mean, he did a pretty good job. He killed Bin Laden and all that other stuff. But the thing is this. We live in a world of bullshit, and to me, the man with the biggest line of bullshit wins. The country really doesn't change that much drastically, maybe in little bits and pieces. So be it. Nothing's really going to change. Nothing is going to affect, I think, my bottom line, or most of us for that matter. So I want to vote for somebody, and this might be a little odd, where we can have fun with it. Like, I love the Romney impersonator. I want to continue doing Romney jokes. Saturday Night Live totally buckled down on Obama. Nobody does Obama jokes, maybe because he's African-American and sensitive issue. I get it. But with Romney, just like Bush, we can have a fucking field day. I want to keep this Romney impersonator going. I want to see Romney SNL skits. Nobody's afraid to make fun of the dopey old white man. So, you know what? If we're going to live in a world of politics, let's at least laugh about it.
So let me get this straight, because it doesn't really matter who wins. You're going with Romney because he's easier to make fun of.
Absolutely.
So
lots of comedic content there.
So it's for the sake of the show.
Yeah, sake of the show, sake of entertainment. It's funny. Everybody had a field day with Bush. Nobody did anything with Obama.
That's so not true, by the way.
Well, they talked about it, too, in the news. They had to be very, very careful about certain things.
There's been like 3 different guys on Saturday Night Live who have done Obama. They do Obama every week.
Do you feel like you have to be careful with Obama?
I think you have to be careful in this day and age with anything.
Well, if you didn't have to be careful, give me one of your best jokes.
I wouldn't have one. I really don't. I mean,
you have one.
Somebody one time somebody referred to one time in the Post, I believe they referred to Obama as a monkey, and there was an uproar about that. That Al Sharpton came forward and did his typical march and all that other stuff that comes with it.
I think that's when anytime you refer to any black person as a monkey, there's an uproar, not just the president.
But why is there an uproar about calling you a monkey?
I could sit here and explain it to you, but I don't believe that I can't believe I have to explain it to you.
Well, no, I'm saying that monkey is just a derogatory term to call somebody no matter who you are, whether you're white or black.
Don't you think black people got that term a lot more than white people?
Absolutely. And
so that's why.
I know that, but you should still be offended to be called a monkey.
I am.
Okay, well, there you go. So I think it works on both sides.
I don't even know what you just said.
I don't either, but I'll cut it. The other thing that I noticed today between you, Gary, sitting next to Sour Shoes is he sounds a lot more like you in his real voice, and maybe that helps with the impression.
I thought so, too. When I heard him speaking, he's got a lot more of my accent. He's got a little bit of my accent, so I think it's easier for him to turn it on. and a little bit of my tone of voice when you're just being yourself.
Yeah. Well, remember when Robin was saying to try to mimic someone so you could be somewhat normal?
Mm-hmm.
So about 3 months ago, because I talked to Vinny a lot, I was telling Vinny, maybe I'll just do this voice because it's somewhat normal. And that way I can get my point across.
So the voice you're talking in right now isn't necessarily your voice?
No, because I think my regular voice is higher, right? And it kind of annoys me.
Well, wouldn't you know your own voice?
I don't know.
I think right now you're speaking.
Dude, he doesn't even know his own self. How's he going to know his own
Sal,
voice?
it's like asking Sybil, who are you?
Now, let me ask you something, Gary. You're pretty good with this. Do you think that something happened traumatically in Sour Shoes' life that he constantly uses these voices, almost like somebody with multiple personalities, and he's kind of shying away and hiding who he really is? So he uses this stuff as a guise?
Yes, I think that he's not dealing with who he really is. There's definitely a like a Peter Pan thing going on. Like he's very juvenile,
right?
And he can, if you ever try to have a serious conversation with him, even when we talked on the phone, he'll go to a voice. Right. Although I was able to, I used to have pretty normal conversations with him.
But it always winds up at the end changing back to the
Now,
voice.
Sour, do you change your voice because you are somewhat ashamed of who you really are, or you can't identify with who you are because of a traumatic experience?
That might be a little bit too extreme. I think it's more habitual at this point.
Well, how long have you been doing it? Like, were you doing this, seriously? Were you doing this when you were 12?
Possibly, yeah.
Were you doing it at Pepperdine?
Yeah. At St. John's and Pepperdine.
This morning, when you came in, Howard and Rob were commenting on your energy and like you kind of got off to a slow start. I think by the end you definitely hit your stride. But did you feel off your game at all today?
Ronnie and I were talking, and Scott and I talk every day on the phone pretty much, and he gives me some ideas. And I was talking to Ronnie about it. It seems I was kind of professional today here real early. So maybe almost that it was kind of too normal, whereas the last time I was more thrown in.
You also said that you had this penthouse pet come at you in a nurse's outfit, gorgeous girl coming on to you real hard, but you said you're more interested in Lisa G.
Yeah, it was like all too much. It was too much there. But when I stepped away and was back to where I was at the keyboards and the instruments, it was almost like I was watching it. So then I started to get more excited.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Like when
I'll tell you what he means.
When her stories, when she started to talk the way she talked, and then I was starting to envision like Lisa being there watching me, watching her. Like I started to get excited.
What were you going to say, Ron?
When she was telling all those stories about getting fucked in the ass with the 12-inch dick and the whole deal about Woo Kid, and this guy was in another world. He never moved. He didn't make a noise. He was like...
And I was picturing what she did.
He was like a guy jerking off in one of the booths like Sal does. You could see it in his face that he was going to blow a load.
You were picturing it in your mind as it was going on?
I was coupling it what she did to me 5 minutes earlier.
Now, Ronnie, what did you think of Alexis, all that ass play talk? I know you're a pro when it comes to that.
She's a fun girl, man. I'd love to have her in my bed for a few hours.
Did you learn anything from what she had to say, or is that just...
No. But I know she's a fun girl.
Did it sound like she did anything out of the ordinary?
No. Sounds like fun. Sounds cool to me.
What was going on? What was going on in your mind during this part of the interview?
I was
like you were on the same.
Man. I was almost in the same boat with him, but I was too busy watching him. He was fogging over. It was insane. If you go back and look at the Howard TV cameras of the footage, you look at his face, man. It was like a kid just about ready to blow his load when he's in. We used to have a guy in high school. He used to sit in the back of the classroom, and he used to jerk off in his desk. And he used to stare at the girls' legs. It was miniskirt time back then, like it is now.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, he had that same look on his face that this kid used to have before he blew his load in his desk.
One thing she did was she started to cross her legs, and it was kind of like she wasn't as open. And I kind of liked that better.
She was playing hard to get.
Yeah, she had her in heels like that.
Well, you should have directed her.
You sure she just wasn't clenching up her ass cheeks, keeping jizz up her butthole?
Dude, you should have directed her then and tell her what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you was by the couch with her, you should have said, like, let's slow down a little bit, do it a little easier. Don't jump all over me like that. You probably would have blown your load then.
But then again, that helped me later on in the interview because then I was coupling what she did to me there. It was just at the moment, it's hard for me to grasp what's happening. But then when I look back and lament, and then
now, will you take this home with you and masturbate to it?
I'll try to work it into a dream overnight.
He doesn't jerk
A
off.
weaver.
Yeah.
A dream weaver. Gary Wright.
Well, Sour, is that what's appealing about Lisa to you?
And she plays a part in that too today. I'm picturing her.
She's the nightmare.
Watching me and like kind of like putting me down a little.
Well, no, I mean more like you said when Alexis crossed her legs. That was more of a turn on to you
Then
because
when she first walked in.
right, and Lisa's sort of conservative, so I wonder if that's what
That's
appeals
part
to
of
you.
it, yeah.
Because Ronnie's into Lisa too, but not for that reason. I don't think.
I'm into it for that hotel room.
Did you see the facial resemblance? Did you see the
Of Lisa and Ronnie?
What? Wait.
The Olsen girls and the Alexis a little bit, just in the face.
Not really.
No,
Nah,
that had something to do with it.
I saw those big red lips around your dick. That's what I saw.
Jesus. That's when Ronnie came.
On Wednesday's wrap-up show, well, Obama is president again. Some people on this show, namely Scott DePace, voted for Mitt Romney, and it may be an understatement saying that he wasn't very happy with the results. He tried to explain himself, and that made for a very good show.
How late did you guys stay up for the election results last night?
10:30. I stayed up till 10:30. I was fairly confident when I went to bed. You know, it's those TV stations. They have to keep you hooked in. So at 9:10, they're like, "Oh, this is going to go all night. You can't let go." And then by 9:45, it had completely changed. It looked like it wasn't going to be as close an election. But yeah, about 10:30.
Yeah, I went to bed a little before 10, and I had a feeling the way it was going to turn out. How about you, Will?
8:15.
Oh, that's your usual bedtime, no?
I'm not staying up for that. You know what? The answer's still going to be the same in the morning.
I did get up this morning, and I keep an iPad on my vanity, and while I brush my teeth, I sort of just look at the headlines, and I was so afraid. When you play fantasy football and you're way ahead and you have to go to bed, you get up the next day, and then somebody scored a shitload of points in the second half. I was so afraid that it was going to be, Romney won Florida, Ohio, and this and that. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I don't want to get too political here on this show, but Will and I were talking a little bit, and I mean, the Republican Party, this is it. They're not going to be able to carry an election without having some support of different groups, and there's going to be a split or something's got to happen.
Well, you put it a much better way. Somebody said DePace is the last of a dying breed. An older white guy. There's lots of white people and they're getting older, but I think their attitudes are changing, and there's much more diversity in this country. This country isn't getting whiter; it's getting more diverse.
I didn't see Scott. How was he today?
Not happy.
He was pissy. We made a bet. We made like $100 bet on the election 2 years ago, actually. And I won today, and he threw the money on the ground. He's like, "Go pick it up, boy."
It was like the end of
fuck you. I'm not picking up your fucking.
It was like the end of 8 Mile. He came in and just dropped
exactly. It was just like, I'm not gonna grovel in front of you.
So he's not ready to embrace the country and move on after.
No, he'll be angry as ever, and we'll have to listen to his obnoxious rants every day.
Yeah, the thing that I don't understand with him, especially, which Howard sort of addressed today, is, and I even tweeted this out the other day. It's like, listen, of course I'm voting for Obama. If Romney wins, he's my president. He's president of the United States, and I'll give him every opportunity until it doesn't work. But this is like, DePace already, that's it. The next 4 years are a wash. I don't support him. We're going to do everything we can to stop him. How are you getting anything done?
An angry Scott DePace now joining us.
Before you guys start crowing too much, Republican Party is not dead.
We're not crowing.
Just in case. Oh, yeah, you're going, the Republican Party is dead. Old white guys. 48% of the country voted like me. It wasn't a big deal.
But
it's very close, Gary.
I'm saying that if you brought more diversity to the party, do you think you'd have a better chance of winning?
Well, we don't buy votes. We earn them through correct policy.
But I don't understand what that means when you say buy votes.
I could get diversity. Let me just start offering things to everyone.
Yeah.
Right?
Somewhat.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Wait.
Hold on.
Just like I said.
You mean
I
be
told
inclusive?
Will this before.
Be inclusive?
No, that's not inclusive. I told Will this before. In my high school, the guy was running for president, and he said, "All right, you vote for me. I'm going to get you a free day off of school." Everyone voted for me. Got 98% of the vote. He wasn't able to get the free day off from school.
That is the most ridiculous example ever.
It's a great analogy because basically Romney was right talking about the 47%. It's not exactly accurate, but when you're giving away things to all these people,
Army vets, all those suckers.
But see,
suckers
again,
off the system.
I'm not saying it's exactly.
Hold on,
I'm just
old
simply,
people.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, Scott.
Yeah,
you look like you want to punch somebody.
I do.
Right now.
I do.
Why? Why are you? What's angering you?
It was it's just. I don't know.
Were you up
in the country?
Were you up all night? Did you wait until?
No. I turned it off.
Is Obama your president? Do you support Obama as your president?
Of course he's my president.
But do you support him?
Do I support his ideas? No.
No, do you support him? In other words, if he tries to get...
What, I'm a jockstrap? What do you mean, support his balls? No, I don't support his policies.
But you couldn't even give him credit for doing doing the right thing during the hurricane. Even that bothers you.
No, more than anything there, I'm putting out the hypocrisy. That when Katrina hit, the media was all over Bush like he had just like he created the damn hurricane. Now with this thing, it's Obama gets his ass lathered, and it's his bullshit.
But you understand
it's bullshit. It's no better now.
You understand that and
that's 4 years after the fact.
You understand the grief that they gave George Bush was that he was slow to deal with the hurricane.
It's because he didn't land on the ground. He flew over. That was a big fucking thing.
No, but he was slow to deal with it.
People were on their roofs. They had to first get people into safe. It wasn't easy. It wasn't the same fucking thing.
But again, I don't want to fight. It's not something to yell about. Every time I bring up something about Obama, you go, "Well, you did this, you did that." I'm saying, did Obama do a good job? This is the most minuscule.
I'm telling you, no. I don't listen.
Then you don't support him, and you might as well be honest and say it. You might as well say there's nothing he can do that I will like.
I don't understand
except
what that
you
means.
Want.
Support him. Do I wish the country is on a correct? Yes. If that's what you mean by support, yes. I want the country to do better. I want unemployment to go down.
Is there any idea?
But do I believe that his ideas are going to get us there? No. Scott, and I'm pissed off the country would vote for a guy after these last 4 years have been so shit.
So what you're saying? Hold on, just last second. So what you're saying is,
Teddy, keep your comments to yourself.
No, what you're saying is, for the next 4 years, you will support anything that will stop or hinder Obama from getting any of his ideas done.
Because that's sort of what I'm not in Congress, Gary. I'm not going to.
But you will support people in Congress that will do that.
Absolutely. If someone says we want to create, for example, another Obamacare, yeah, I support them.
Hey, by the way, I meant to ask you, how has Obamacare affected you specifically?
Okay, so far. It is not enacted yet, but it starts this year.
Well, true.
Okay. There's very few provisions have been enacted so far.
So how is it going to hurt you? I want to know.
It is going to hurt me in thousands of ways. One, I think it's going to hurt this whole country with.
I didn't ask. I'm talking about you, Scott DePace. How is it going to hurt you, Scott DePace?
Allow me to tell you how the economy works. When the whole economy
I asked about
goes
you,
down,
it's
that
a very
affects
simple
me,
question.
Gary.
No.
I'm answering you. You won't listen to me. If the economy is bad everywhere,
I understand that.
I get affected.
I'll take that into account. But specifically Obamacare.
Next, there are tax increases.
How is it going to affect you on a very personal level, specifically, not as the whole country?
Telling you, and you're not listening. Open your fucking ears. There are tax increases.
I don't believe there's
tax
increases for you. Actually.
That's right.
I don't want to get too wonky.
Yes,
with it,
there are.
No, there aren't.
Yes, there are.
No, there aren't.
Yes, there are.
Well,
you don't know what you're fucking talking about.
Yes, I do know what I'm talking about. I can tell you exactly what it is, but I don't think it's very interesting to the crowd.
I'll prove
this
it to
audience.
you later.
You lost. Shut up.
I find that when anyone yells about Obamacare and you ask them how it affects them personally, they can't answer the question.
And lastly, I believe that there's an underlying thing to this whole thing where when people do not have to support themselves, when people do not have to be responsible, that's a bad issue. When you can start force feeding people and giving them their own policies, instead they go out buy their fucking iPhones and their cars and whatever the fuck else they want to buy. It's not a very sexy purchase buying insurance. Instead, they buy the other shit. And when you do that, that's a bad thing. Lastly,
but you still haven't answered the question.
Lastly, Gary, if you're not understanding how this applies to me, and then lastly, I believe
how is it going to come out of your pocket specifically?
I told you taxes. Lastly, I believe that overall the government, when you get control of people's health care, you're going to start putting all sorts of legislations on top of them, just like things like Bloomberg and his salt thing with his soda ban.
But again, you're guessing.
Once the government,
you're guessing.
No, I'm smart enough to know. Once the government is in control of our insurance policy, they're going to do things like Will agrees with, that if you're too heavy, they're going to tax you more. If I smoke cigars, I'm going to have to pay more. And it's going to be a slippery slope where when the government is in charge of us,
Republicans love to use that broccoli example, like they're going to, everyone's going to be forced to eat broccoli, but it's ridiculous.
I want to let the record show that he has not answered the question.
I've answered it.
He has not.
Taxes.
Do you feel
taxes?
But it hasn't happened.
Your answer is taxes.
I told you it doesn't start until next year.
Scott.
It starts this year, and then next year's taxes will be on there.
Scott. Over here.
That is accurate.
Scott.
There are parts of the program that are already in place. Absolutely. Right now.
But the taxes haven't been implemented
You can stay on your parents' insurance until you're 26 years old, right?
But the taxes have not been implemented yet.
Taxes.
Taxes. That's first. The taxes have not been implemented.
Everybody
yet.
shut up.
Give John the show back.
Thank you.
Hold on, give John the
Thank
show
you.
back.
Scott, simple question.
You lost.
Do you think that when Christie took that picture with Obama, that the election was basically over at that point? Do you think it had that much of an effect?
No, I don't think it.
So why didn't Romney win?
I think he won because a lot of people are on the. Listen. There's a lot of people who look at who voted for him. A lot of the cities, a lot of the suburbs did not. Right.
That's code for minority.
Yeah.
Well, you call it what it is, but
I think you just did.
You just did.
I don't think you're going to win an election anymore without attracting any Hispanic votes. And if your idea of immigration policy is, say, what is it, voluntary deportation, then, I mean, you're not talking to people. You're not talking to people in a realistic way, and that's why you're not going to win an election.
Well, then I'm going to win. I'm going to run and just offer everyone $1 million.
But that's not what happened.
What the fuck?
A lot of people around here bother the guests. Like, I heard a rumor that George was nudged by Steve Langford that his daughter is going to interview George for a school project.
Oh, she did.
Well, I love Steve. Don't get me wrong, but around here, can we just leave the fucking guests alone? I mean, honestly, George isn't going to be able to say no because he thinks it's going to affect his relationship with me.
But it's I don't feel like I'm a guest. I feel like I'm a member of the family.
Well, you are a guest. I hate to tell you, you're not a member of the family.
I'm shattered, absolutely shattered.
You can't be a member of this family.
No, but I mean,
I feel so isolated now.
Where is my?
This, I think, is in and of itself a news story.
Yeah.
Langford will not come back.
Why?
You're kidding.
He refuses to come back.
Why?
He says this topic is off limits.
Why? Why is it off limits?
I think because it involves his kids. He said, your kids are off limits.
Wait a second. I'm not talking about his kid. I'm talking about him. I'm talking about him arranging for an interview with a guest of mine.
I was surprised. He gave me the hand. I'm like, Steve, you of all people? And he goes,
Steve
this is
knows
different.
Steve, this is not different. This is not talking about his daughter. I'm not talking about his daughter. I'm
You're
talking about
him making the request.
Right.
But I just went directly. He's sitting in his chair, and he's not coming in.
Interesting. He's got to come in eventually. Steve Langford, my good buddy, is here with headlines. I'm going to ask him why he did not come in yesterday. I think a major faux pas on your part. We could have worked it out.
The audience reaction was appropriate. They were very upset.
Steve, you took a beating in the email. Everyone said you were hypocritical. You didn't come in. You didn't talk things over with me. You know I'm a reasonable guy. I wasn't angry. I was just, hey, I don't think that's cool. That's all.
Let me put this in context. I've done interviews with a lot of my friends' children.
That's irrelevant.
No, but that's what it was all about.
No, but listen to me.
Here in this case, it happened to be Steve. But
Steve is one of my newscasters.
Yes.
I've given the news department autonomy when it comes to anything, news stories. They have autonomy. But when it comes to meeting George Takei and then you ask him a favor, like, can my daughter interview you? He shouldn't be doing that. It's not appropriate.
But I've had many friends' daughters and sons.
I understand that. But we are in a business of catering to people like you and making sure you're comfortable with us and that we don't become nudges. And so then when we do need a favor, it's for the show.
But can't I become friends outside
Yes, you can.
of this?
But no one should really hock you for favors, especially, listen, Steve's daughter's a lovely girl, I'm sure, but she can meet other people to interview. Steve, how do you respond now that you're here and you've had a day to think about it and reflect on it?
Well, first of all, the reason I did not come in yesterday when I heard you talking is because I probably would have come in yelling.
So that would have been good.
You.
Good. Let me have it. How am I wrong?
Well, because I thought I'd, take a moment and think about it. So that's why I didn't come in.
A great moment.
Thank you for robbing us.
No,
thief. Why were you angry? Do you disagree with what I'm saying?
No, it's your show,
right?
And it's your
right.
right.
It's a policy.
Yeah, it's your show. It's the way you want to run it. Absolutely, no question. Right. However, my kids are not material for this show.
Your kid isn't.
Your kid isn't.
Okay. About on
Do you remember when Doug Goodstein was putting his daughter
right
in my
in
chair?
Here. My kids have never come here.
No, but you're using the show to get an interview with George.
My kids are not material for this show.
I'm not talking about your kid.
You did.
I don't know what. No, I did not. You're hiding behind.
No,
that.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No,
yes,
absolutely
you are.
not.
How am I talking about your kid?
We would never cover your kids. Ever.
I'm not covering your kids, but if my
You reported on this show about my kid's project. And I don't.
I talked about my kid going to the McCartney concert with me and me asking for an autograph.
You do what you want. It's your show.
Right.
But not my kid.
I don't know anything about your kid. So let's say instead of your kid, your brother. Not that you have a brother. Do you have a brother?
Yes, I have a brother.
Oh, okay. Do you have a sister?
Yes.
Oh. Do you have a grandmother?
Not anymore.
All right. She's deceased. Yeah. If I heard a story where you went up to George Takei and say, can my grandmother interview you? I would say to you, you know what, Steve? Maybe you should back off that because George is here. The only reason you know George is through my show.
Absolutely, and I agree with you on that point.
That's
There's
right.
no question.
And I don't learn anything about your grandmother by saying that or your kid. I didn't even know you had a kid. Who would marry you?
Do you know that when I worked at Hard Copy 15 years ago, your kids came up?
So if you
at one point, and we had some knuckleheads running the show at that point,
right?
And they were apparently about to air a photo of you with your kids, and we all looked at the people upstairs and said, "You're out of your mind.
Well,
this is over the line."
Let me say something. That is a very nice thing. That's not
always
the same.
been my policy.
But Steve, so let's say, what do I learn about your daughter? Nothing. I'm learning about you. You know this was a criticism of you and not your daughter. You're the one
who bleeds over. It certainly spoils my kid's project.
It spoils your kid's project?
But Steve, why did you? But wait a second. Why did you use your daughter and involve her with the show by hooking her up with George? Why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave it up to your daughter?
You were going to bring this up on the air,
but you took your daughter and you took advantage of the show and involved your daughter with someone from our show.
No, I believe that George Takei is a very important figure.
Yes, and how do you know
him? And this is what the project was about.
Would your daughter ever meet George Takei outside of you meeting him through my show? Because
that's not really the complete point. The point is that George Takei is a very important figure, I believe, in terms of civil rights in this country. Look, and I thought it was a very important educational moment.
My kids went through school. There were many times I could have stepped in and been a hero and said, look,
Paul McCartney?
I know. That's right. Many times I could have stepped in and been a hero. And I didn't. In other words, I wouldn't call. I know Chris Rock. Chris Rock's a great comedian. I have his home phone number. I could call Chris Rock conceivably and say, look, my daughter has a school project. I want to be a hero. Would you sit there and do an interview? Now, I know that Chris would do it for me, but it's a tremendous imposition. And I know that George would do anything for me, too. I won't ask that because I do know he'll do anything for me.
It's your show, and you're right on that.
Okay, that's all. So why'd you hide? Why don't you come in and confront me?
Because at the moment, I was going to come in and...
What? What were you going to do?
I was going to come in and yell.
Good. And I would have told you you're insane.
Good for you. Not for me.
That's insane.
But why is the project ruined?
It's not. The project was ruined when Steve got involved. He should not get involved in kids' projects. Parents have to stay out of it.
Oh, come on. Sometimes you can help out.
No, that's going beyond.
Baloney. No, it's not.
Your daughter could have. Your daughter knows many people in the community who are excellent educators. Like I know people who survived the Holocaust.
So do I.
Who would be excellent. Right. So your daughter would say...
And you don't think George Takei is important enough?
Yes,
I do.
but he's a guest on this show.
Important enough?
He's way
He's not
important.
a guest. He's part of the show.
Okay, fine. Even if he's part of the show. He's somebody I do business with. I don't want to be noticed by the staff. That's all. That was my point. You agree with me.
On that point.
Of course. Of course you do. That's why you didn't come in.
No.
Nothing to do with your daughter.
No.
I don't know your daughter. I don't know your daughter.
Right, and that's not material for the show.
But all we're saying is that you made a request. It was about your request. It was not about your daughter.
That's right. It's about your actions, not your daughter's. And by the way, Jesse Ventura is a guy coming in today, for example. Right. Now, if I allow this stuff to go on, who's to say Gary comes, excuse me, Governor Ventura, my son Lucas is having a job today at school where he has to interview a famous person. So would you mind getting on the phone to my son Lucas? Now, Ventura is going to go, you know what, I got a great thing going with Howard. I get on the show all the time. I can promote my books.
I better do it.
I'll do it. This is the guy producer. Yeah. He doesn't know Gary's a nutnik. He thinks he's actually a producer. So... and you would be the first to report on it. Guess what? Gary's son is doing a... Yes, you would. Of course you would. Listen to me. Would you think that was wrong of Gary to do if he started hitting up...
It would only be wrong if it violates your policy.
Well, of course it violates my policy.
So if it violates your policy, it then becomes a news story.
Right.
So why didn't you do a story on yourself?
No, Shuley did that. You're not going to do a story on yourself. Come on.
All right, Steve, I'm done with you. I don't think this resonated with you, or I think you're trying to turn this into something about your daughter.
No, not at all.
This is about you, not your daughter. How dare you hide behind that?
Baloney.
Shame on you.
Do you feel dressed down by Howard, by his comments that...
He made his point of view, and I made mine.
Were you able to see it his way? Or do you still stand by?
Like I said, I see his point of view in terms of his policy on the show, and I made it clear that there are certain lines that we don't cross here.
But he was making it more about your decision than it was about your own child.
Yeah, I know he was.
But you seem to interpret it as an attack on something.
No, it's just off limits. Kids.
Even if that isn't really the subject at hand, it's more about your action.
Yeah, but I mean collateral damage.
How so? How do you think this? How do you envision this rolling downhill?
Well, no, you don't bring up. We would never report on anyone's kids under 18.
So you think that should just be a blanket rule?
Well, it's common sense.
Now, are you glad that you avoided going into?
Well, like I said to Howard, which is not a good way to start a soundbite. I didn't want to go in yesterday because I would have sounded like Ronnie.
You look like shit.
Yes. I would have been roaring. So I wanted to go in a little more measured.
So we would have, they say Langford Unleashed. We would have seen Langford Unleashed.
Yes, absolutely.
Colonel Mustard. I see Colonel Mustard over there. Take that jacket off. Take that mess.
Wonderful. This is Eyewitness News.
So is all well now? Is everything okay moving forward? Can you?
Absolutely.
Will this be a distraction for you, knowing that you and Howard had this little dust up?
I don't think so. I mean, it's bound to happen.
True. Well, you've got your sharp new blazer on, and
yes, exactly.
It's a new day and many new stories, I'm sure.
Absolutely. You are the man.
No, you, sir, are the man.
Dog.
How could I be the man when you, in fact, are the man?
You are the king of the hall.
You are the king of the newsroom. I know it, you know it, the listeners know it.
You animal.
Hey, Artie, I got a question for you. Really, a serious question. Now, you talk about... Shut that off, all right? Seriously, shut it off. No, I want it off, because this is something that shouldn't be... I want to ask... Shut the fucking thing off!
Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you
The Ronnie Mund Show.
Well, he's 5'6", but he still does security. A player with the women despite a gray goatee. Yeah, the little Jew jeans got an attitude. Some say he's feisty or just downright rude. He's got a gray suit with a turtleneck, keeping whack packers all in check. We call him old man like he's 84. He's driving a limo shouting, let's fuck some hoes. He's Ronnie Mund and it's the Ronnie Mund Show. He's Ronnie Mund and it's the Ronnie Mund Show. He's Ronnie Mund and it's the Ronnie Mund Show. He's Ronnie Mund and it's the Ronnie Mund Show.
What the fuck, man? What's your problem?
What's up, you Mund maniacs? I'm Richard.
And I'm Sal. Welcome back to the show.
I had enough of this camera bullshit. I swear to God now, I had enough.
Leading off this episode, we find Ronnie in yet another one of his little predicaments, as comparisons to a tiny celebrity guest leave Ronnie piping mad.
All right, we got to bring in Vern.
Oh, you're not meeting me?
No.
Oh.
Shut up, asshole.
Ronnie stunt double's here today. You Vern Troyer.
Why do you think that's funny?
I didn't know Vern Troyer had a smaller twin brother.
You don't know why? I'm talking games.
I heard of Mini Mund.
Good.
Mini Mund.
I don't find that funny. Fuck yourself, too. Yeah, sign this fucking thing for fucking charity, please.
Ron, can I sign this motherfucker as Mini Mund?
Buddy?
All right, Mini Mund.
Al?
Don't be a douchebag. Just fucking sign it.
Sorry, I gotta scratch my balls. It's about time for a shave. They're getting hairy.
Asshole.
Mini Mund has mega attitude.
Two of you. Go suck my cock.
Little man, big attitude.
Fuck yourself.
Ronnie Mund, little man, big attitude.
You jackass.
Little man, big attitude.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's fucking nuts.
Will you stop with the fucking signs? Jesus Christ.
What happened to the sign on your back?
There is no sign on my back.
Is there anything on his back? Turn around. There's nothing on his back.
It never got on my back. Greg?
There's nothing on there.
Well, I saw it.
It never made it on my back, though. I know you saw it because you were in there with your buddy Sal, probably.
He got it on the back.
No, he didn't.
You met the great Ronnie Mund? You have.
I saw it on your back.
How did you see it on my back?
So what's across?
No, he tried to put it on my back. Scott, I saw what you dropped on the floor.
What I dropped?
Mini Mund. Get the hell out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, watch the tape.
Oh, yeah, that's the great Ronnie Mund. Oh, yeah, that's the great Ronnie Mund.
Oh, Mini Mund, when will you learn to accept your little body?
That'll happen as soon as he ditches those 3-inch lifts on his shoes.
Look at the lifts on the heels and the back of that.
That's the way the shoes are made.
Come on, dude.
Fuck you, cocksucker.
That guy's got the footwear collection of a teenage girl.
And the phone habits of one. Ronnie is always on the horn.
What's wrong with making a phone call? I can't make a phone call now?
Check out yet another one of Ronnie's important phone calls while on the job.
I'm not saying anything terrible. I can talk on the phone.
And since we're not sure what the other party is saying, let us fill you in on the details.
Whatever. You know what?
I know you. You're no actor. You're not acting for any camera.
Please, don't give me no shit now, okay? Hello?
Hi, I'm Mark. What's up, fuckface?
Nothing.
Go fuck yourself, dickhead. Ball bag.
What's that?
Open ears, jackass. What's up, shit pipe?
Really? How
I
many?
just farted and a black cock fell out of my ass.
Are you kidding me?
And now, let's take a look at a segment we like to call As the Mund Turns.
As the Mund Turns.
The only one that ever gave me
eye to four eye with Howard's mushmouth media producer.
What's the matter? You can't fucking talk to me?
Oh, no, I thought that was your bit. You can't talk to me.
No, you asked Greg if I made a face. He asked me if I made a face. Yeah, I made a face at you. You're an asshole.
And as we begin this two-part saga, it's obvious that Ronnie and JD's relationship is mired in miscommunication.
Yeah, okay, Mr. fucking bullshit, fucking personality over here.
What?
Go away. JD, get the fuck out of here, all right? Seriously. You're a moron.
That's all.
You're a fucking moron. And it's plain English.
But no matter what young JD says, Ronnie's paranoia has taken over his tiny frame. As he's convinced that JD is the prime instigator behind each and every Ronnie-related taunt.
Oh, stupid asshole. Little fucking instigated bitch down there.
Me?
Getting behind the wall.
How am I instigating stuff?
Go away. Just go away.
If
I had the skills of you, JD, I'd be a fucking star right now. But I don't have the skills of you. I'm just a fucking asshole sitting in Scott's fucking room, okay?
I'm trying to have a creative conversation.
I'm not as fucking great as you.
Because you yelled at me earlier.
I don't have the skills and ability that JD Armaya has.
Now,
fucking whore.
Perhaps it's their difference in educational background, preventing them from reaching common ground.
Think I'm stupid? This is a college graduate.
I actually did graduate college. I got an associate's degree from a sort of technical school.
You didn't go to college?
Where did you go to college?
I didn't go to college. I never said I did.
Okay, you just got
I went to
everything we
community
just said.
college for 1 year, okay? Are you happy with that? Are you happy?
I went to community college for a week.
Fucking ass.
By Richard and Sal for his leprechaun-themed turtleneck, it's clear that JD is the only one who truly makes him see red.
What are you laughing at?
Damn it!
JD's got to get a bodyguard.
I was just standing in the hall.
Yeah, standing with that stupid smirk. Get the fuck out of here.
I can't stand and look and smirk.
And when JD attempts to smooth things over, Mr. Limo Driver wants no part of it.
Would you like to apologize for almost injuring me?
No. Absolutely not.
Either way, it's abundantly clear that this quarrel isn't ending anytime soon.
You see how it is trying to, just have a conversation with Ron?
I don't want to have a conversation with you.
So, as JD leaves dejected, we can't help but wonder, will Ronnie ever be at peace with young JD?
You're not okay, and I'm not okay with you.
Will he catch JD in the act of instigation? Will this pole dance lover turned pole tosser be able to stop his violent tirades against Howard's timid TiVo guy?
Look at your face, and then you'll know why I want to cut your throat.
Find out next time on
Hope Ronnie decides to go easy on JD. He's really being unfair to that mushmouth.
Not me. I'm always down for some nerd bashing.
I wish I was as cool as you.
And who better than old man Ronald? That guy's a legend. And speaking of legendary moments, it's time for Great Moments in Stern Security History.
On a Tuesday morning in mid-June, Howard Stern and Artie Lang's appetites were growing more ravenous by the minute. Meanwhile, outside of the studio, there was only one man capable of satisfying the king of all media and his portly sidekick's hunger, Ronnie Munn. With his ability to transfer and separate sandwiches into two separate bags, Munn displayed a calm and cool demeanor that only an undersized security guard in a pinstripe suit could. And as he began his triumphant march toward the studio door, the loudmouth limo driver knew a seemingly impossible task lay ahead of him. Maneuvering his way into the crowded room full of bright lights and co-workers alike, Ronnie shut out all obstacles and put his fancy footwork to use, persevering until the two low-fat grilled chicken sandwiches had reached their destination. And while Ronnie may have slipped past his distracted co-workers unnoticed, we say thank you, Ronald. Your commitment to bringing healthy sustenance to funny radio personalities is unparalleled. Stand tall, stand proud, Mr. Munn. Your actions rank among the top in great moments in Stern security history.
No average-sized guard could possibly maneuver low-fat sandwiches the way he does.
I'm getting them right now, okay? You just fucking got here.
Sir Ronald, we salute you.
Now let's get back inside Ron's head with another segment of Mundane Thoughts with Ronnie Munn.
I wonder if I should sing karaoke this year at my block party. Sing karaoke? Are you out of your mind? Do you remember the Hopey Copey? Don't sing, you moron! Ah, fuck that guy! Everybody loved the Hopey Copey! You were a sensation! Ricky Man sings at all block parties! Yeah! Sensation? You were the laughing stock of the whole block party! First you jumped in the bouncy house, and then you sang Hopey Copey? Don't be a moron! What are you talking about, the bouncy house? Ronnie, you were small enough to play in there with all the other little kids! You were a smash! Fuck this guy! I'm begging you, for once, act your age. Play a little pinochle, dance to some Lawrence Welk like a normal senior citizen would. Fuck this guy! Take those pinochle cards and shove them right up Lawrence Welk's ass! We're doing the Hopey Copey! Yeah, I'm gonna be the star at my block party, singing Hopey Copey and doing karaoke.
Who would have thought Ronnie was facing such inner turmoil? Certainly not me. Now let's get out of Ronnie's head and onto the pavement. Yes, folks, it's time for more of Ronnie on the Street.
It's Ronnie on the street, Ronnie on the street, Ronnie on the street, Ronnie on the street. He's so cute and just over 5 feet. So come and join Ronnie on the street, yeah!
Hey, it's Richard and Sal, and we're back with another edition of Ronnie on the Street. And today we're going to ask people, what nationality do they think this little whippersnapper is? Hi, how are you, ma'am?
Very well, thank you.
So you see this little guy right here? What nationality do you think he is?
Probably, he looks like a cross between a German or a very unhappy American.
Russian. Something Middle Eastern of some kind.
This looks like a little bit Irish and Spanish mix.
I guess Italian would have been the first one. Greek or Italian.
Looks like an old Italian motherfucker.
What makes you think that?
Because the way he's dressed.
His dress, wearing his look.
He looks like an old mobster, that's why.
I know, just has that fucking arrogant look on his face.
Now, would you be surprised if we told you he's Jewish?
he's not. Is he really?
Now, you ready for a big shock?
What, he's Polish?
He's Jewish.
Let me holla at him real quick.
Okay. What's his last name?
Mund.
I'd believe it.
He's really Jewish? Wow, I'm impressed.
Really?
Is he really Jewish?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
You think he looks Jewish?
Not really.
I think he's afraid to look Jewish.
Why do you think he has such an intimidating look? Do you think he's doing that to hide the fact that he's Jewish?
No, probably because he's so short. I think he's small, he's short, he probably has a small dick.
Why do you think he doesn't want to look Jewish?
Who wants to look Jewish?
He's kind of like a Guido Jew. I would say a Guido Jew.
A Jew-gene.
A Jew-gene.
Do you think by him trying to look Italian, he's more appealing to women?
No. I don't think so.
Oh, no, not at all.
You think he's got that tough guy attitude?
I think he wishes he had that tough guy attitude.
You think he's trying to toughen up?
Yeah. And Italians kind of have an image of being cooler, you know? People stereotype Jewish people too much, you know?
What do you think of Jews?
I had no problem with them.
Right.
They never bothered me. They're not as bad as those Jehovah's Witnesses, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it seems a lot of people are confused about Ronnie's nationality. But I think there's one thing we can all agree on. He's an asshole.
Ronnie on the street, yeah!
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode, full of Mund madness.
But there's plenty more madness to come.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
So don't miss the next episode, or we'll sick a 5'7" bodyguard on you.
Don't make the old man throw his back out, okay?
Ooh!
I'm scared. Okay, here we go. Ronnie on the street. Ron, I can't hear myself. What the fuck are you doing? Here we go. Ready? Fuckface, hit it. It's Ronnie on the street. Ronnie on the street. Ronnie on the street. Ronnie on the street. He's so cute and just over 5 feet. So come and that's one. So come and join. Jesus, my first take. It's Ronnie on the street. Am I taping? So come and join Ronnie on the street. Yeah. I just gotta fix that part. So come and join Ronnie on the street, yeah! I just fucked up that so come and join. Does this sound good? So come and, Ronnie on the street, Ronnie on the street. Right, so cute and just hit it again. Ronnie on the street, Ronnie on the street. Ronnie on the street, all right, good. So come and join Ronnie on the street, yeah! That was good, right? I don't know if I call it good, but it'll work. Right. Especially for this dog shit episode. Get the fuck out of here, you and your fucking... Leave already. You and your songs and your movies and your Ronnie shows.
Get the fuck out of here.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Delabate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hi, I'm Scott the Engineer, and on Monday's wrap-up show, we got into a conversation about wiring in the studio. Howard was pulling wiring from under the console, and he kind of didn't like it. And then we talked about my orgasm tape. Now, people say that was fake, but hey, I'm known for realism. I never fake anything, especially orgasms.
Howard keeps bumping into cables that Scott says aren't there, and I'm missing something there, Gary. Are they there or are they not there?
They're there. They're there. There's cables underneath Howard's console, and so I hate to give Scott shit, but it was such a classic Scott conversation. I said, Scott, we probably 2 times in the last 2 months, I've had to have him do the rewiring down there. Hey, there's wires that are loose down there. So Howard and I were talking, and Howard's got 3 monitors in front of him. One of them is, Gary Page 1. One of them Howard plays the stuff off of. One of them is the monitor where he looks at calls that are being screened. Mm-hmm. So they all blacked out. I didn't see it, but Howard goes, the monitors just all went out. So I go out to Scott. I said, listen, Scott, there's a bunch of wires under the console, and Howard's monitor is blacked out. He goes, well, that's impossible. Right? So I'm like, okay. And what I think he was saying is there may be wires there,
But that's not the cause of the
Right.
the monitors going out.
So I'm like, well, could you go in and take a look at it? So he goes in and looks at it, and then Howard kicks them again, and the monitors go out right in front of us. And Scott goes, oh, okay. So I mean, it was really a nuance, but I could tell what really pissed Howard off. Howard goes, Scott, you got to wrap these cables up. And so Scott, a little bit sarcastically, said, yes, I need to wrap those cables up. And there was a little bit of sarcasm in his voice, and that irritated Howard.
Understandably.
Yes.
And so it went from impossible to possible, and then he tops it off by sarcastically responding to Howard, telling him to get it done.
Yeah, and he had a little bit of a smile on his face, which it was very funny.
Oh,
I mean, it's funny when it's not me.
Yeah. So Scott was like being a joke. Sometimes he's a jokester. Well, I don't know if he was joking if you heard his orgasm clip today, but
He's going to come in and say that he took it very seriously, but he had a little bit of a cavalier attitude today that I didn't know where it was coming from.
All right, we'll see if we can find out where that was coming from. And then at the end, Heather came in, who was with Beth, and talked about how she has no TV in her place. And Robin led a whole conversation about how your kids should eat and with chicken McNuggets and this and that. I don't know if I could have survived without a TV in my place, Gary, growing up.
I like to think, remember the show on HBO, Dream On?
Yes.
Remember how that show, remember the start of that show where
Plopped right in front of the TV.
And it would show the Brady Bunch and all these different shows. I was like, yeah, that was me. And you know what? I always say very proudly that me spending all those years for the TV is why I got the job here. Howard wanted, before the internet and all that other shit, I could remember the stupid songs, the stupid movies, the theme songs, who was on what show, who did what. That was my value.
You're preaching to the choir here. I wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for television. But we need to interrupt this fascinating conversation with a fascinating conversationalist. What's with this cavalier attitude? Is Gary categorizing you unfairly?
There was something going on today. You were being a bit of a jokester, and I could tell Howard said, we got to wrap these wires up, and you go, yes, we have to wrap these wires up. You were like being a little sarcastic.
Not really. I mean, there are
There was something going on there.
I didn't see any wires, so I don't know. No, there are wires, and we thought they were out of the way. I mean, that they were supposed to be taped. We've had this conversation before.
Right, but I told you that there were wires there. And I left out the part where he goes, I said, well, the wires are out again. And he goes, well, Howard has very long legs.
And he does.
So it's Howard's fault? It's Howard's fault?
No, it's not his fault. We're going to take care of it. I told Evan to make sure that they're lifted off the floor and they're hanging on the board that's down there. And
that's what I said. Yeah. Howard said to him, he goes, Scott, they make a tube. You take the tube and you tape it up top so that nobody can get to it.
We don't need a tube, but there's also a power outlet strip down there which has to be moved as well. So
how did it go from impossible to this, though?
You did say to me, I said, Howard's got wires down there. You didn't. You said that's impossible.
Well, because I've been through this before with Evan. When it happened before, I said, make sure these wires are out of the way.
Yeah, but then the answer would be, I can't believe that. You said it was impossible as if the wires could have no chance of having anything to do with Howard Screen's blackout. Then when you saw it,
I still believe that those wires down there, because they're mostly TV stuff, have nothing to do with those screens blacking out.
Then why would the screens black it out?
The screens black out, we've been through this before. That's an updating profit thing that happens. We've been through this with the person that involved in that. So the screens do black out, so do mine. On profit every once in a while. I think they're two separate issues.
But Howard kicked the wires and then the screen's blacked out.
Is that a weird coincidence? Like Howard kicks the wire and the screen?
I think that's a weird coincidence, yes.
I'm sorry.
I do.
I'm sorry.
You know how crazy that sounds, right? If I kick a wire and the monitor goes out and then it happens again, that's a coincidence?
Yes, I do.
You know what I think it is? I think that down there, within that mix of TV wires,
there should be nothing.
Hold on, is down there in that mix of TV wires is a power strip that controls the three monitors that should not be anywhere near Howard's foot.
I don't believe that.
Okay,
we'll figure it out, but I don't believe that.
Okay, so this is Evan's fault and the guy's updating profits' fault.
No.
And a little bit of TV.
Yeah.
And TV.
It's not my fault.
Clearly.
Yeah,
well, Howard
never
kicked it. It's his fault.
Yeah. And Howard's long legs.
Howard's long legs, yeah. If he didn't have such long legs, we wouldn't have this conversation.
All right, I'll move off of this and move on to something more comfortable, which was your orgasm
Oh,
clip.
my. Yeah. They caught me on a bad day.
Now, were you taking that seriously? Were you joking around a little bit? What was your motivation there? How did you work
A little
that?
both. It was, it was the easy, obviously, you get. You don't get?
No, what's that?
It comes from Easy Evan, which everybody makes fun of me. Scott's easygoing.
Right.
He doesn't.
So you were doing a callback in
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't.
That was a reference.
I didn't catch that.
You didn't
but go
catch
on.
that. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that was
And then the rest?
The rest was kind of simulation.
And were Richard and Sal encouraging you, or did you do that on your own?
No, they were sitting there.
But is yours? Because they asked me to do it.
I think that's a little over the top.
Right. But was it based on any reality?
Not really.
Are you usually quiet when you're doing that?
Quiet, yeah. I'm quiet. I'm a lot quieter. I do make a little noise, but not much.
Not like that.
Not like that.
Or like that, like what Benji just did.
That was Benji.
That's did Richard and Sal understand you were doing a callback in the beginning?
I think they got it.
Oh, but you didn't confirm that. You weren't sure.
No. I mean, they laughed, and
Whose do you think was creepiest? JD's, Ronnie's, or Scott's?
Ronnie's.
Why?
Because he's my grandfather. I think that you get to a certain age where I don't want to think of you as a sexual being.
Benji, you agree?
I don't find them creepy, but like I thought, Scott, I found yours the least sincere. It didn't turn me on one bit.
I'm sorry I didn't turn you on. Maybe we'll go in a private room.
But Ronnie sounded like it sounded real to me. I don't know if that's really how he sounds.
Oh, you thought that was real? That
was pretty good, Gary.
He's doing porn stars.
Yours just got to me too.
So you don't think Ronnie's really like that when push comes to shove?
I think Ronnie's a dirty talker, but I don't think he moans like that.
Oh, so you think he's quiet like Scott is?
I think he's like, most guys aren't screamers and yellers. It's just for movies.
Well, not screaming, but don't you like?
Yeah, but that's okay. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing.
1.25 seconds. That'll go on for like 10 seconds.
I mean, you may do a like that.
Now, how did this compare to the guy who came in with the world's sexiest voice today? Did Howard learn anything from him, or
he learned that when a guy proclaims himself something, it doesn't mean it's true. But it was, people were like, "How come you put that guy on? You're having all these big guests on." But that's like what we do. We brought the guy in to see what his story was. It was goofy.
And Joe, took a lot of pride in what he did, and he said, as a kid, as his voice got deeper, people had told him that he had a really sexy voice.
I thought it was a lot like, like your neighbor, the kid can sing, and everybody says, they might be the best singer on the block, and everyone says, "Oh, you should be a professional singer." People must say, "Oh, you should be in radio. You have this great voice. You have such a sexy voice." But maybe he does just for the neighborhood. I don't know if he's the sexiest voice.
Sexiest voice in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
I think he's going for something bigger than that.
Right. He could with work. He has a nice deep voice.
Yeah.
And if he had the proper training, he could be an announcer. Sexy voice, I didn't get it, so it didn't work for me. But he could be an announcer.
Who here do you think has the sexiest voice?
I can't
on the staff.
Guys, I Benji, I love Benji's voice.
No, I'm serious.
I'm told that all the time.
Yeah,
that I have
an
an incredible voice.
With your eyes, with your blue eyes.
Not even if you don't see my eyes. I'm told, which is funny because I know it's squeaky, but I'm told all the time I have the sexiest voice.
I will tell you who a lot of women have told me. Have you ever heard Fred you ever hear Fred to be a DJ?
Yes.
Like when Fred's, talking to you, and Fred's got this sort of smooth, sort of calming voice. I've heard women say he's got a great voice.
I'd like to take Fred on. We call people anonymously, and we'll see who doesn't call the police.
Hey, it's Gary Delabate, Baba Booey. On Tuesday's wrap-up show, Robin Plymouth stopped by. That was a big deal because Robin hasn't been by the show for, almost a year and a half, right when her illness started. She came by, she answered questions from listeners, questions from me, questions from Benji. It was very interesting and great to have her back. Here's how it went.
Let's start off with Paul McCartney. And whenever Paul McCartney, he's gone from a dream pet project to his third trip up here, which is pretty amazing. Right?
When I think of how much time I spent trying to get him up here the first time, years, literally, I think it was 10 years in a row, he would be the first call I would make every year for Howard's birthday. I figure shoot high, and I would always get shot down. And yeah, now that, it's fair to say that Paul McCartney is a regular on the Howard Stern show. In fact, I was pitching another guest last week, and I said, Paul McCartney has made this a regular stop whenever he's got something to promote.
And he has a good time with Howard. And he's sitting there on the couch, very comfortable, answering every question about all the songs that he's written. And it's the one guest, though, where I think you see Howard he's not nervous, but he definitely is in awe because this is a Beatle he's talking to.
I was going to say, and I don't mean this in a bad way at all, but Howard becomes a fan. I've seen Howard be a fan. Like, Howard's a fan of a show, but at the end of the day, it's still Howard is watching the show. Howard's a fan in a way, like the excitement, you can really feel it. Like, you know that Paul has had an influence on his life. There's not many people that fit that bill.
Yeah, and he's looking at him sort of as the kid growing up watching the Beatles, and he talked about how whatever they did, he did. You know, they were trendsetters for a lot of people, but obviously him. And at the end of the interview, Howard gave a genuine thank you, and you can tell it wasn't lip service, and Paul appreciated that, and I thought that was a sweet moment.
Yeah, Howard went to a lot of different places today. I even thought that that you know, you always get like a little crumb of what his and John's relationship is. And I thought the story he told about how he would, when he was in school, he would say, "I've written some songs," and people would be like, "Cool." And John goes, "Well, yeah, I got some songs too." Like right from the get-go at 15, they're like, you know, well, you want to do this? Let's do this.
And also how they describe the way they collaborate. You know, Paul saying, you know, he's writing getting better, and the easy thing would be, you know, to write whatever. And John says it can't get much worse, and how they were just a match made in heaven. And it reminds me a lot of this young lady coming here now with Howard, because they just gel in a way that is sort of like you don't script that stuff. Either you click or you don't. And when it's right, you can do some legendary stuff. And Robin, so glad to see you here.
Yes, I thought I'd come down and say hi to the wrap-up show today. And it's funny that you should mention that, because that thought occurred to me when he was talking about that writing process between him and John.
Because with you and Howard, it always seems, I mean, I know you guys have had your ups and downs, but there's just a natural flow, natural chemistry, and you both feel very comfortable with one another. And you've got millions and millions of people listening, hanging on your every word, which is sort of Beatles-esque, because they had the same type of effect on people.
Well, I just think it's when that collaboration is right, you just find whatever idea you had just got pumped up, you know, like on steroids, because they just take it to the next level for you. You know, it's like, oh, here's a great idea. It was sort of like, you know, when I just happened to, you know, yesterday it happened when I just said, oh, you know, they're doing this Dr. Ruth Broadway show. And Howard said, well, how great would it be if Pam Anderson played Dr. Ruth? And then all of a sudden it became a completely different idea.
And I would imagine it's effortless at this point with you guys. And that's, as an audience, you sort of can appreciate that over time. And I think with McCartney, it's the same thing with Lennon. They just were the perfect marriage. And of course, you know, the results speak for themselves.
Yeah, I always say that Howard's like the world's greatest dance partner, because he leads and he makes you such a great dancer that you don't realize when you're trying to dance by yourself, you're not really as good as you thought you were. But seriously, like I'll go in there and I'll start talking to him, and he just starts leading me, and I was like, well, this is so effortless. And then you go talk to somebody else, you're like, this is so fucking hard. You must be dealing with that a lot now when you're on your book tour, right? You have to deal. I mean, some of your interviews, but you get some dumb.
But you just basically tell your story, or you do whatever you're going to do. You don't look for that collaboration.
No, you look. Sometimes you can't find any collaboration.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why you just bother. You know, I know what I'm going to say, and I know what I want to do, and I'll just throw this in here or there. I'm not looking for what I get when I'm talking to Howard.
It sounds like with this extra interview, though, that you did with Beth, there was a little bit more than that. Beth was amazing,
because when we sat down, she says, oh, I'm so nervous about the interview. And I said, what are you nervous about? And she said, well, you know, I want to do a good job, and, you know, I want to, you know, get to something really substantive. And I said, well, you have a perspective on this that no one else has. And she was like, what? And I said, you know what Howard actually went through. No one else has this knowledge. And from that, she says, yes, you got to say that this is what we're going to talk about. And that's sort of how the interview rolled out.
Is Howard's ego going to be out of control after he watches this interview?
Yes, I really do think he'll, you know, think he has the ability to heal, and he'll be touching people, laying on hands, and doing the whole thing.
You know what this makes me think of? Remember when Howard saved the guy from the bridge?
Yes.
And then he started playing Mariah Carey's Hero. And she go, you can be my hero. And he's like, yes, I am a hero. That was like balloon head.
I mean, it could get to that point again.
Hey, did you ever get to a point that you were like trying magical type stuff?
trying magical type stuff. I don't consider it magical, but I did a lot of things that were not necessarily, in the
I mean,
cancer rule
like
book.
going to a healer, that kind of
No, I didn't go to a healer, but I had a Reiki master. I did reflexology a lot. I did everything I could to lower my stress level because, it's very stressful to have this and then go through these treatments and wonder if they're going to work out. And so I did a lot of things that were calming and healing in that way.
This is a really personal question, but I'm curious. Did you pray?
Did I pray? I didn't ever do that kind of thing, where you're sitting there going, dear
God,
Lord,
if you let me out.
please. No, that never really happened. I think it happened in other ways. Like, boy, I really want to get out of this. It wasn't like a prayer to any particular God.
But you never lost your energy. Like, you never lost your...
I did. I was faking it. That was that character that comes on.
That character's pretty amazing because, and, we talked about this when you were out, but, you were on the air a couple days after. We know what you went through, and I'm not going to single out Benji, but other people, come in late, have different issues. You're battling this, yet you're on the air every single day. But I would think that's kind of what motivated you and kept you going because during that time, you were Robin on the Howard Stern show, and you got to think about that.
For 4 hours every day, I didn't have to be sick, and I could just sit and have fun with people. And while that microphone was on, I really didn't feel pain. I really wasn't uncomfortable. I was there. I was in a zone. I go into a zone with the show, and so the rest of the world doesn't really matter.
Is it strange being back here live in studio?
Yeah, it is a little strange. The first day, I've had, the camera view of Howard.
Right.
The whole time I was at home. And so the first day when the console was way up high and all I could see was the top of his head, I was like, oh, that's weird. I can't see him.
But wasn't it also weird for you to come into, I mean, you came into a different office.
Well,
the
surroundings have changed radically, and it's really beautiful. And, there's a bit of a different attitude. It's much more professional. I just noticed today that Paul McCartney's name was on the door of his green room.
You don't even know the half of it.
And
Do you know that we give out gift bags to the guests?
Well, Howard, you said something about a gift bag to me yesterday or the day before, and I was like, oh, we've even got a gift bag, and there's little snacks.
Did you see the bidet in the bathroom?
No, there's no bidet in the
No, but did you notice that even our, this is my favorite.
The bathroom has no tickle chair.
That's right. Right. Our bathroom here that the guests would go in was a storage facility, so at one point there was a tickle chair was in there, the RoboSpank was in there, there would be a giant closet, sometimes it would be open with props of like dildos and everything.
Right, yeah.
That's
there were
gone.
days, because I used to go in there to do my makeup, and I'd back up and fall into the tickle chair trying to get my makeup on.
Those days are gone.
I thought you just wanted to be tickled.
Getting back to McCartney for a second, Gary and I were saying in the beginning, it's the guest that you see. Howard becomes this fan with Paul, and he does a great interview, but it's like one of the only times you'll see Howard act that way. Is there anybody else who he acts that way with, as far as you can, with Rickles a little bit? Maybe I'm trying to think of other people that he does that with.
Yeah, because I'd have to think about that for a little while. But there are you definitely get those times. Well, the first time it happened, and I always think this is funny. Like our very first guest,
Soupy
Sales, and I had been working with Howard only, I don't know, less than a year at that point. And, I thought he was amazing right from the very beginning. And then, all I knew of Soupy Sales was the dopey, stupid roles he'd do in movies and the guest shots on TV talk shows. And so I didn't really think that much of Soupy. And Howard's like, oh my God, Soupy Sales is coming in. And I'm like, what? You're excited about Soupy Sales? He's like, Robin, you have no idea. And he did. He did this gushingly fan-based interview. And Soupy loved it, of course.
Little did you know how that relationship would play out over time.
Yeah, we had
no
idea in the future we'd be at odds with Soupy and actually at war. But that first interview, and I was like, wow, that's your idol, huh?
Were you upset that Howard didn't realize that your book was dedicated to him?
Well, it was such an aside. Yesterday when I was with Beth, and I had sent the book to him, and then I didn't hear anything. And I thought, well, maybe he just doesn't think that much of the book being dedicated to him. And then she said, Robin, do you realize he didn't know that the book was dedicated to him until I pointed it out to him on Sunday? And I'm like, are you kidding me? And she's like, no, he skipped right over that part, went to the meat of the book, and never even saw it.
Eric in Jersey, welcome to the Wrap-Up Show.
Thanks, John. I just wanted to check in with Rob and let her know that I'm a devoted listener. I hated the secrecy surrounding, why you weren't in the studio. But after the explanation last week or the week before, I wanted to thank you because I felt like as a listener, I had a role in your recovery.
Yes,
and I felt like I was part of, I did my part by shutting my mouth, listening to the show, and just hoping that everything turned out okay. So
yeah, people don't realize how much of a therapy it was for me to be able to get up and just have the show to do every day, and not to have it focus on me and how I'm doing all the time.
Did you ever get out of the zone and something like jarred you that we were talking about that emotionally was very, very tough to handle?
I remember when Roseanne's Tom Arnold came in, and at that time I had an ileostomy. Mm-hmm. And Tom Arnold came in and he started talking about how he blew out his butt with oxycodone and had to have a temporary ileostomy. I was like, that motherfucker. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't doing oxycodone, and I'm in the same shape.
It was interesting because I talked to Robin about this off the air, and I realized I have never talked to her about it on the air. So when the guests would come in, I would have to say to the guests, and by the way, Robin's not in studio. She's doing the show from home via ISDN line, so just don't reference that she's not here. The audience knows she's not here, but don't say, where's Robin? Because it slows the show down. And it was such a social study. Some people would be like really cool, and some people would get like this almost like funeralistic look and tone. I remember Bradley Cooper getting very serious and going, I know, how is Robin? But people would take on this tone, but everyone would look at me like, I know. They would grab my hand. I'm like, I'm not the sick one.
I also love when the guests were in there and you would start speaking, they would look to your booth and start talking to your booth, even though...
George Takei was so much fun to watch because he always talked to the booth. He never stopped talking to the booth when I spoke.
And the other weird thing was there was about a half a dozen people who weren't big fans of the show, didn't know the show really well. And I would tell them that, and it seemed, in my mind, for some reason, they all seemed to be English. And they would go, fuck you, I'm going right in, and go, where the fuck is Robin?
But some of the other things, because I was watching everyone, I could see everyone through I was Skyped the TV feed. And so I could see everyone as they were in the studio. And there were... sometimes the strippers or the porn stars didn't quite get the explanation.
Right.
And there were people who'd be looking up in the sky. Where's that woman coming from?
I promise you it was explained to all of them.
Hey, if it didn't make a difference to anyone, but it was just purely how you felt about it, do you like doing it better from home or coming in?
Well, there's certainly an ease to just walking down my hall and sitting there, but it's much better to be in the studio.
Why?
It's much better because there are things that, I can only see what the camera decides to show me at home. And sometimes the camera didn't work. That was another thing. Every once in a while there was a technical problem and I'd be doing the show completely blind. And so that never worked. And you always had that that fear that technically something will drop out. At least if I'm here, it can be compensated.
What about, because I always wondered about this, because I know when I'm doing the show with Howard, there's a lot of eye contact going on between Howard and I that tells me what to do or not do.
Right.
That must have been really missed.
I adapted. There was one day that I totally lost the video feed, and we had guests in, and it was a band. I can't remember what band it was, and it was very hard at that point because there were so many elements.
Right.
And I said, I just got to lay back. I can't do much because I don't know what's happening.
Right.
Your relationship with Howard, you guys have always been close, but I would imagine your ordeal has brought you even closer. Did you even think that was possible, number one? And number two?
I still don't think it brought us closer. It just, things had to be done and exercised that had never, switches had to be flipped that had never needed flipping before. That was the only thing it felt like to me. I've always been sort of a self-sufficient human being, and all of a sudden I didn't need just a little help. I needed a huge amount of help, and he just took over.
Yeah, I think for me, watching this whole thing go down with you two, is the headline is, you think of some of the great partnerships in the history of entertainment. You talk about John Lennon and McCartney, and Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. They had this thing, and none of them lasted.
No,
people burn out on each other, and the story for me was this incredible 33, 35-year friendship that you guys never sort of had to really acknowledge.
No, it was just like it just sort of sat in a box and never got used. And so it was just like, all right, this actually works. All these, we never tested it before, but the system works.
Another person you said was very close and really caring during this was none other than the great Ronnie Mund, which surprised some people because they don't necessarily think that Ronnie is that kind of guy.
So sensitive and so sweet. He's amazing.
Oh, let's not get carried away, huh?
No, he was there visiting me every time he could, and just texting me little notes of encouragement or just wishing me a happy holiday. I was just like, wow, there's Ronnie's right there.
No one knows that side of you.
Only me.
They probably won't ever know that side of me.
Somebody that works here closely with us described Ronnie as a big ball of mush.
Yeah.
Who said that?
I'm not going to tell you.
It really is true, though. I mean, he's got a very soft center.
I hear that from somebody that lives in my house, too.
Why are you embarrassed by being called a big ball of mush?
Hey, come on, man. That's a little gay, don't you think?
What's gay about it?
I don't know. Big ball of mush. I call my son's dog a big bowl of mush.
Is he gay?
He might be. Who knows? He's always smelling my dog's ass. So.
But you realize, Howard, Ronnie, you can attest this better than I can, but the show is a family in a way. And when this kind of stuff goes down, people show up or they don't, I guess. They're there for you or they're not. And I know some people...
And sometimes they show up and you say, don't.
That's where I'm going with this, Benji. You mentioned that, of the people that visited you, the one that you feared, if you will, was Benji. Not that I'm sure you didn't appreciate the sentiment,
it was wonderful that Benji was trying. Yes, absolutely. But, I was in a state that I just didn't think I could handle.
Which is totally cool, but people don't understand.
Benji.
I wasn't stalking. Robin, you kept giving me a message back like, how about this Friday? Try me this Friday. I think Friday would be good.
And
then I'd write back on Friday.
But I just didn't know what else to say. How can you say, please stop bothering me. I don't want to see you right now.
I would have been fine just to say, that's lovely. I'll let you know when it's a good time.
Can I jump in here?
I didn't think of that, Benji. Now I'll know what to write.
Benji sent me the text exchanges with you.
Uh-huh.
And the best way I could describe it is Benji was really trying to see you, and you were like a girl who was being pursued by a guy who didn't want to say fuck off. So you'd say, like, maybe next week, but most guys would get it. You were hoping, and they didn't. That's what I got.
It was a specific. Try 5 o'clock on Friday.
Wasn't that?
I don't think so.
Andy in South Carolina, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, Robin, glad you're back and healthy. For what it's worth, I did offer prayers to that imaginary man in the sky. But the reason I wanted to call was while you were out, it seemed like you were a little more, your opinions were a little stronger and confrontational with Howard. Am I imagining that? That's before I knew what was going on. You just seemed to be a little more bolder in your opinions. Was that the case when you were out sick?
I don't necessarily think that was the case. I didn't think I was changing in any way. I do know that I sort of abandoned my vow not to emasculate men. I was like, I got to just go on automatic.
So who'd you
here.
get? Who do you remember getting?
Well, of course, JD all the time. And there were lots of other people. There were lots of other people. The knife was flying around, wasn't it, Ron?
Yes, it was. Even from your house.
Yesterday, when JD left the studio, you said, poor JD. You made a comment about that.
Yeah.
Now, is JD growing up in front of your eyes, do you think, or do you think he needs to grow up a little bit?
JD reminds me of Richard Christie. at a certain point in his evolution with the show.
So JD's eventually going to take stuff in his ass.
But Robin, because I've had this conversation, what changed for Richard?
I don't know exactly when the change occurred, but Richard came out of his shell and he started interacting with the world. His self-esteem elevated, and I think it was when he realized his connection to the show meant a lot to people outside of the show in that world that means something to him.
Now, God help me for saying this because I know we're going to get shot in the head, but back in the day, way, way, way back in the day, there were some elements of Fred that were JD-like. And what I thought changed for him, and I mean this as a high compliment, was when Fred met a woman that he really loved, it changed him. And I think that was some of it for Richard, too.
But I think Richard wouldn't have even found that woman unless he could get out of his own way. I mean, he had to come out of that shell. Yes, she was right in the office, but he still had to come out.
My point is, I would love to someday find the right woman for JD.
Yeah, but I think there's going to be, there has to be a little more work done on JD before that can happen.
Right. What type of work? Like, what do you think he needs to do?
Again, he has to start feeling better about himself. He has to start thinking well of himself. I mean, he puts himself down before. The reason he can't finish a sentence is because he's critiquing the sentence before he says it. And then he just gives up on it. So he has to get to a point where he thinks he has a valid opinion. He thinks what he says is worth hearing and that he's an okay guy.
Right. We have to stop introducing him to strippers and prostitutes.
Well, that's another problem because he doesn't know how to talk to women anymore.
Is there anybody who's treated you differently since you've been back, or is it just business as usual? Or
Sal hugs me a lot. I mean, every time he sees me, he hugs me.
Does he give you that voice? The voice Sal puts on, his sympathy?
Well, it's not that, he just hugs me. He's got a big grin on his face and he hugs me. So
I wonder how many candles he lit. He looks like that guy's a candle lighter.
He looks like a candle lighter, and he probably talked to that Long Island medium. Exactly. I bet you that's what's going on there.
Oh, I can guarantee he's done that.
For sure.
And then some, right? Early in the show, Howard was talking about the Ventura Stern ticket.
Yes.
And how support has been growing for this. And
well, there was an article. Did he say it was in Forbes magazine?
Forbes, yes.
Oh, okay. I got to take a look at that, see what was actually written.
So it's getting a little traction here, and Howard's like, how am I going to have time to be the vice president of the United States?
Oh, it took him so much.
Goodness.
How much time did it take him when he was running for governor?
Right. Come on. He's got to do it.
He does have to do it, right? And the thing is, I could see Jesse Ventura putting him on the ticket. Like, this is quickly drifting from a bit into reality.
Robin, you're really for it?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
I don't say I would vote for them, but he has to run.
No, but you're really for Howard doing it as a personal thing for his life, that he would enjoy it.
Yes.
Huh.
Listen, I don't think Howard could take the pay cut.
Well, wait a minute. I figure we're going to still be doing everything and he'll be vice president.
That's going to happen.
We're just moving the show to Blair House.
So radio show, AGT, and vice president.
Absolutely.
That'd be a very interesting
Has that ever been done before?
Yeah. Back in the 70s,
as
Carter
Jesse
did it.
said, you're not supposed to be a career politician. You're supposed to still continue your regular life.
I could see Howard was just sitting there and he goes, ugh, this fucking re-election. What did I say? Another 4 years. Whose fucking idea was this?
And you're part of the cabinet, I guess.
Absolutely.
Is there a position that you'd want in particular, or just want to be part of the team?
He said you'll be in charge of vegetables, but you could give me the whole food thing, the FDA or the Department of Agriculture.
And what would you institute? What's your platform?
Well, quite frankly, we would go back to old-fashioned farming. Everybody's going to have to become Amish.
I'll tell you what I would not be good at. I would not be a good communications director. I would definitely be one of those people who would immediately start fighting with the press from the podium.
You're not going to be the press secretary? Come on.
What's your role, Gary? What do you see yourself as?
I don't know. The communications director, but I watch those people all the time. I guess you go in every day you take the same shit from these people. They just bait you, and then they just wait for the one day where you lose it, and then they show that over and over again.
Well, you could be chief of staff.
I don't want to.
On Wednesday's wrap-up show, we talked about a plastic surgeon who called in and had some recommendations for some of the staff. And thankfully, we had Sal Governale here to lead us down the path of what makes you beautiful in the morning. And you're not going to believe what he has to say. Enjoy.
On to Dr. Shiner, and if you go to the website, you'll see the photos that he worked with, and so there's sort of before afters, if you will. And Gary, you were the first one in, and it sounds like you were interested in doing some of what he suggested.
I'd like to try a little light Botox.
Would you?
No. I saw what he meant. First of all, let's work backwards.
Okay.
I'm not sawing my fucking jaw to move my gum line.
No, not an option?
No, that's ridiculous. But his job was to say, hey, if I were going to make Gary look better, these are the things I would do. The eye thing, at first I didn't understand when he said I had descending eyebrows. That's what he called it. But I do know what he's talking about, how I have like sort of one eye looks droopier because of my eyebrow. See that? I understand it. I actually don't even like it. Having said that, I'm not sticking a needle in my fucking forehead, every 6 months, by the way.
Yeah, he did say it was 6 months.
Yeah, every 4 to 6 months. Like, would I like to look better? Sure. Is that going to make me look so much better that it's worth it? But that's the difference between me and, say, a Sal. Sal, if he said that about Sal, someone was like, oh, I got to do that. In fact, I got to do that. In fact, my kid might not have to get a winter jacket this year because I have to fix my forehead.
That's my next question. Who do you think is most affected by guests like this?
Sal.
Yeah.
Sal, there's no doubt.
Ronnie, do you ever think about stuff like that? Plastic surgery or Botox or any of that stuff? I know you mess around with your mustache from time to time.
What do you mean mess around with it?
Well, now you don't, but you've tried different looks before. You haven't always had that look.
Okay.
So have you ever thought about plastic surgery or had plastic surgery?
No.
Why not?
I don't want to.
Why?
Who cares? I don't care.
So if the guy said, hey, if you did this or that, it would make you look a little bit better, you ain't buying?
I'm not going to go through the pain and that bullshit for what?
So you look better.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm with Ronnie. Like,
I don't care. What is it going to do for me?
And the other thing, too, is there's a certain laziness factor involved. My cousin is like a world-famous hairdresser. He has a salon here in town. So I went to a salon one day. Now, about 6 or 7 years ago, people started coming up to me a lot and going, man, you look old. You got gray. You got really gray. So I went to my cousin's salon one day just to talk to him. And he goes, hop in the chair and I'll color your hair. And I go, no. And he goes, why not? I said, because I'm not coming back here every 4 to 6 weeks to get my fucking hair colored.
Right.
It's not, then you miss it. You miss an appointment and then it goes gray again. And then everybody knows you're coloring your hair.
Sal, did you feel any of the doctor's assessments were accurate today? I mean, Gary went first, so we could start with him.
I thought they were pretty good. They were on the money. He was great.
Do you think Gary should...
You looked awful.
Well, we'll get to me in a second.
And that was the before and after picture, but yeah, I mean, the transition wasn't good for you.
Thank you.
You look like a fat lesbian in both pictures.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Coming from a Middle Eastern magician like you.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I do what I do.
A Middle Eastern cruise magician.
But if you were assessed and he said, hey, a little Botox would help, would you consider that?
Sure.
Now, Ronnie's completely against it. Why are you?
I'm not against it. I didn't say I was against it. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Look.
You're against it for you.
I'd love to get my fucking eyeballs, my bags. I got like
you will soon. It's called embalming fluid, Ronnie.
I got suitcases under my fucking eyes, man. But you know what?
You wear glasses.
What's it going to do for me?
But when it comes to women, do you like when they get plastic surgery?
You know what? With women, it's really weird because down the line, as they get older, it's almost like their face and shit. If they do their face, it looks like it's cracking.
Yeah,
it doesn't. You're right. A plastic surgery doesn't age well.
There's nothing worse when you see a chick from behind. She looks like she's 19, and then she turns around and it looks like Madame the Puppet.
Oh, I saw a lady like that
she's been
yesterday.
Stretched out like taffy.
Dude, this woman was walking down Columbus Avenue yesterday, and she had the best looking body you ever wanted to see from behind.
Right.
What are you doing?
Fixing the door.
All right. And she's wearing a mini dress. She had great legs. This long, hot blonde hair.
Yep.
And then she turned around.
Oof.
Oh, boy.
It was like you were being
It was like Phyllis Diller was reincarnated. My God.
My buddy and I spent an afternoon at the West Palm Beach airport playing the game, hot or not. And because it is, the bodies, and some of there was like an 80-year-old lady, she wearing a cowboy hat, like the ones that hot chicks wear, like a Pamela Anderson hat.
Yeah, so she looked like Bret Michaels meets Phyllis Diller.
Right.
But Sal, you do stuff like this. Is it constant upkeep? Because a lot of times you'll try different things.
You brush your teeth in the morning. You comb your hair. You pick out your clothing. It's just another facet of trying to look as best as you can.
How many additional facets do you have in the morning?
Not much.
Like what? Like give us your routine.
Rogaine, I guess. I add Rogaine to my
I'm
hair.
curious the things that you're doing that you're not telling us. I bet the farm.
Oh, there's plenty.
There's a lot.
I use teeth whitener.
Okay.
But
else?
Howard makes fun of my teeth being too white, so I don't like to talk about teeth whitener.
But you understand, brushing your teeth is a hygienic thing. It's not it's a necessity, not a luxury.
Well, I said also brushing your hair, grooming yourself. You know, you groom yourself.
Well, take us through your morning. Like you wake up, you get in the shower, then what do you do? Seriously.
I wake up, I get out of the shower. First thing I do is I apply a Vino cream, which is the best cream to keep your skin young and fresh. A Vino, it's got cumoidal oatmeal in it, so I coat my whole body with that.
Now, how do you know that
massage
works?
under my eyes. It's the only. It works wonders. That cream.
How do you
I have
know?
a rash on my ass. I swear to God, don't use anything but a Vino cream if you have ass rot. It goes away. I'm telling you, within almost hours. It's amazing.
That's how you get rid of the cancer in your ass?
I don't know, but this stuff is just great.
Well,
why?
A testimonial like that proves it.
His face, he does have nice skin. I don't know if do you have makeup on
He has
today?
makeup on.
No, but I always had nice skin.
Wait,
my skin itself is but Gary makes fun of my skin all the time. He says I have pterodactyl paws.
He does when he
What's
gets
pterodactyl?
when he gets nervous. If you look at you see the buffiness on his forehead.
Yeah, but I do think he has a nice.
It's like a basketball.
I think of all of us, he has one of the nicest skin tones.
Well, hold on. Let's take a step back.
I disagree.
So you put your cream on, then what?
I put my cream on, and then I apply my Rogaine. I put that on, and then what I do is I take Q-tips and I dry around my eyes so all the lotion is gone, and then I take the oh God, this is crazy. What? I take the tanning spray and I give it a good spritz. And then I take the Q-tip and I kind of rub it in so certain parts of my eyes match up to the rest of my face, so it's all even.
At what point in this process do you wash your vagina?
Well, you're asking me. I'm telling you.
Keep going. All right, so that's your eyes. What else?
And then I blow dry my hair, and then I bend down and I use my my spray, the Tresemme hairspray, and I bend down so my hair goes up because you don't want to miss. You don't want to see the bald spot. So if you bend over, your hair, because of gravity, goes down, and the hairspray hits the follicles. It keeps it up. And that's
That's it?
Well, under my arms, and then I use a little bit of cream on the cock.
Do you
and
ever
balls.
take a day off,
hold
like on and just like sit home in the curlers, or?
I'm sorry, Benji. What kind of cream do you put on your cock and balls?
The Aveeno cream every day.
Why?
It keeps it soft and fresh. And I've been using that for a while. It actually helps eliminate. When I did the cock cheese thing, that was one thing that I didn't do for a week.
How long does it take you to get ready in the morning?
About 40 minutes.
Wow. Now to go back to Benji's question, do you get freaked out if you miss a day
of Aveeno cream?
Of everything.
Like, do you ever take a day off if
Like
you're not going anywhere?
The day I was late, it was killing me. I wish I had sunglasses. The day I was late after the Christmas party when Howard said he was retiring, I came in and I was all disheveled, and even Robert goes, "Wow, he looks like a chick that just rolled out of bed before putting on her makeup." And
it turned out to be true.
Yeah, pretty much.
So when you're
spending, I don't wear. It's not like I just want to look as good as I can, and that's it. When I was a kid, I was called Raccoon Boy, and that still bothers me. It bothers me tremendously when they used to call me Raccoon Boy. I remember working as a waiter at Houlihan's, and it was Halloween, and we had a meeting, and the boss goes, Marie, you're going to be a witch. You're going to be Frankenstein. Sal, you don't need a thing. You're Dracula. Just put on a cape with those dark eyes. That really was, and they started laughing at me. That was embarrassing. So my whole life, hearing that kind of stuff just created a great insecurity. So I tried to balance it as best as I can. I know it's vain, but what can I tell you?
When you travel, because I heard you talking about you were in the city that night.
Yeah.
How much extra stuff do you have to pack?
Well, Richard used to hate it because you can't pass 3 ounces or 6 ounces through the airport anymore.
Right.
So I had to always check my bags. So we always had to wait an additional half hour to retrieve our bags. He goes, "You and your goddamn creams and makeup and all that shit, just get rid of it already."
Ronnie, what do you think of Raccoon Boy's makeup routine?
It's insane.
Right? I mean, you take your time getting ready, but I can imagine it's nothing like this.
No, absolutely not.
What's your routine?
I get up. Actually, I shaved the night before, so to save time. Jump in the shower for like 5 minutes. Blow dry the head. Throw the deodorant on. Little mambo. Oh, and I use this stuff on my face also, but it's not makeup. Noxzema makes this shit. It's called what the hell? Like a face conditioner with CoQ10 in it.
The best is fake bake. Fake bake is
No,
the
I don't
best.
want any fake shit. I just put this shit on it because it keeps
My wife had to
my
send-
skin from fucking drying out, and that's it. That's all I do, and I'm out the door.
I have to usually apply the fake
25
bake
minutes the most
on the deck because
in total.
I put a stain on the bathroom wall. My wife was so pissed off. So
you accidentally tanned the wall. So
I did. There was like a silhouette of my head behind me.
So what do you do in the winter?
I still go outside
with a wet head.
Yeah, and I walk down the hallway to spray my hair because she says the hairspray as well gets stuck all over the wall. So when I apply the hairspray, like I bend down and do it in the bathroom, but for the rest, I literally walk down the hallway so the mist doesn't get onto the walls. It's weird.
It just gets all over the floor instead.
Not really, because I walk fast and I just and I walk back.
So you're sprinting down your hall.
I spritz my hair while walking down the hall.
He's chasing the spray
because my wife is. It's weird, but my wife is actually pissed that I use hairsprays and stuff.
You're right. That's a weird part of the story.
The worst part of the whole thing is, John, after all is said and done, he's still got raccoon eyes.
Oh, thank you, Ronnie.
Would you say
I went to a doctor for my raccoon eyes? So I go, my eyes are dark.
Try another one.
Well, this was funny. I went to him and I said, look, I want to get. He told me what I needed to do. He goes, you need a little Botox in there. He goes, it's actually your eyes are sinking in as you get older. You need to inject it. And he goes, and we could do a chemical peel to alleviate some of the darkness. And I said, I'm not sure. He goes, or the other option is makeup, but you know what type of guys wear that, right? And the doctor said that to me. And I was like, I wink at him. I go, I get your drift. And I left.
Yeah, but you're already wearing makeup.
But he was saying it. Yeah, but.
Wouldn't you worry, though, that if you did the Botox thing, like once you start, you can't stop? It's not like a permanent thing.
Right. If it's free, I'll do it. I can't afford it. It's $3,000 a
It's
shot.
not $3,000 a shot.
Or like $1,500 a night.
No.
Is it
It's like the guy said today. It's like a couple $100, $300-400 every 6 months.
Yeah.
So it's like, can you do $1,000 a year? You willing to take that out of your family's
Not really.
mouths?
No. I'm actually pretty good where I am right now.
I still keep picturing him walking down the hall spraying his hair.
Joe, I was thinking about this. I would bet you that Sal's whole regimen in the morning is like 30% cosmetic and 70% mental. Meaning, I don't think it's changing him as much as he thinks it's changing it to us.
I would guess it's probably 10% cosmetic and 90% mental.
Right.
It's definitely in your head.
I bet you think you look a lot different to us than you actually do.
Except for the eyes.
I think you're right. But, I've gotten better with it. But, if it makes me feel better, so be it. That's all that matters, if you feel happy about yourself.
Carol in Pennsylvania, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, hi, guys. I just want to know who there moisturizes besides Sal.
Ronnie, you moisturize?
I don't know if it's a moisturizer. I don't know what it is.
Your facial cream you're talking about?
It's Noxzema, some kind of Noxzema thing.
That sounds like a moisturizer.
And it's got CoQ10 in it, which is supposed to be great for your skin.
Benji, do you moisturize?
I should more because I get dry skin. I have before, yeah.
Yeah?
Never.
I never
Never
have.
use moisturizer ever?
To do what?
It's actually called Energizer.
Well,
the
your
shit that I
skin-
use.
First of all, I have awesome skin.
Whatever that means.
Well, you might, because your skin never gets dry or doesn't feel like it's going to crack. Like when you smile, you never feel like the tension on your cheeks.
I don't know. I've never thought about it. I really haven't. No.
That's
We got to make Gary over. Take him to Sephora.
If I forget to put on moisturizer, 5 minutes out of the house, I panic. I have to
Really?
go back. Yeah, I know.
You go back?
Oh, I go back. I start getting.
my God.
Yeah, I start tingling. I get itchy. I get.
That's in your head, buddy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I get dry. Your skin dries out fast. You need moisturizer.
I put up vitamin E oil. What's that? Vitamin E oil?
Right.
You ever use that shit?
Is that aloe vera, maybe?
No. It's a straight vitamin E oil. I put it on my tattoos because it's supposed to keep the color and everything good.
Right.
And it really does work because all tattoo artists tell you, if you want to, you can use it.
Gary,
It's
this
really
is foreign to
I'm
me.
ashamed. I'm going to tell you exactly what I do. I shave the night before. I usually work out in the afternoon, so I shower and I shave then. And I get up in the morning and I take another shower. I put on some deodorant. I brush my hair. I don't even blow dry it. I put some cream in it, and I'm dressed and out the door.
There was just an article in Cosmo. That's the best thing to do for your skin is just soap and water.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's why you have such good
I
skin.
envy you, Gary. I wish I could do that.
You can.
Well, that's what I
Sal.
I do. I do that. I don't stand there all morning.
You put on your cream on your face, you just said, and
Yeah,
and your other cream and all that
no
stuff.
other
Don't say
cream.
you
No
don't
other
do that.
Cream? What are you talking about? It's vitamin E oil for I just put it on my
Oil.
arm, on my tattoos.
Oil,
That's
pardon
it.
me.
Not on my fucking whole body, just my fucking tattoos.
All right, you primp yourself
Calm
a little
down.
bit in the
Most
morning.
of
It's
my
all right.
preparation is at night. I get dressed at night practically. I got all my shit laid out.
Do you sleep in your clothes?
No,
but you don't get dressed at night.
But I put my clothes are all ready, like
I do that
like
too.
a fireman.
Yeah, we all
you can jump right into it.
I think we all
Wait
do
a minute.
that.
And my jacket, like my suit jacket, is in the car already. I have it hanging in the car when I get.
Do
up,
you
when
have
I
your
leave
clothes in a separate room?
Yes.
I have a closet.
No, do you change in a separate room?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do
Yeah,
I.
because you don't want to wake your wife up. But the other thing, John, I got to tell you, all I use is deodorant and soap and my hair gel and my shampoo. I would bet that mine's like the cheapest shit you could get at CVS.
Right.
Like, there's nothing special about what I'm using.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember the name of the shampoo because it's so shitty. I usually buy it when it's like 3 for $10.
I'm very similar to
Probably
you. The only thing I
suave.
do different is I shave in the morning. I have a mirror in the shower, so I'll shave in the shower.
I do that too. I shave in the shower.
Yeah, but then I come out, deodorant, a little bit of cologne, and I'm on.
I do have
Oh,
to
you
say,
put on cologne?
I do.
What do you wear?
Easy,
what do you,
Mr.
What do you
Mambo,
wear?
yeah.
What do you wear? What's your cologne?
Boss #1.
Ooh.
You do it every day?
I do.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. And do you feel like, do you get like that sour feeling if you don't have it on? Like, oh my God, I don't have my cologne on.
No, it's just become part of the routine. I can go out without
Do
cologne.
you shave your chest?
No. Do you?
Of course.
Of
every
course.
morning.
Why am I asking? You probably shave your legs also.
do you, oh my God.
You do.
Yeah, it makes you look younger.
You shave your
know,
chest
we,
every.
we can't see
Yeah,
you.
but who are you showing it to?
You're not showing anybody at work, and at night you're not showing to anybody either. Like who
I
you
feel
shaving
good when I
for?
look in the mirror.
That's true.
When you look in the mirror, let me tell you something.
You're weird, man.
I'm telling you.
sorry.
No, wait, Ronnie. When you have hair around,
I shave my balls, but not my chest.
you shave your chest because it makes your pecs more defined. It looks better. It looks nicer when you're wearing a shirt out. It's open. It looks good.
But Ronnie, what's the difference between that and balls?
I don't go around showing my balls.
No. But you shave your balls.
You shave your chest every morning?
Every morning. Just I shave my
that's
neck, my chest, and my cock and balls.
I'm blown away that
You shave your legs too?
No, I don't shave my legs.
I'm blown away he
this-
gets this all done in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a whole routine. You don't need, thanks
What
to
about
Howard Stern, you don't need shaving cream. He said, look, he goes, one day he took a shower and realized that all you need is water. I went into the shower. I don't use shaving cream. I just let the shower hit my neck, hit my chest.
Does the hair drive your wife crazy? Like if it's in the shower?
I clean it up.
But I'm sure you can't get it all.
Right. The worst is when you jack off in the shower and the hair gets mixed in. Then you gotta. Then it's like it's like a jellyfish with an afro.
Make sure the light's on.
You can't tell. You can't tell.
Yeah, but
put your hand there. What the hell is wrong with you?
Make sure. So reflects. See how bright it is.
All right. Old friend of the show's here.
You want to turn that thing off?
Old friend of the show is here. Lewis Black. You know who he is?
I know who Lewis Black is.
Sure.
Yeah. Lewis, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing today, man?
I'm good. I'm getting as good as I'm going to be at this time.
Why is that? It's a little early for you?
It's funny at 8:30. I mean, you got to learn how to do that. I'm up late. That's the insane thing about it. You do shows. The shows you do are late, and then they go, and I'll get up and be funny early.
Or is it kind of like a band playing early, like a singer, like it's kind of hard first thing in the morning?
I don't know why the fuck they do that. They're insane. I don't know. I mean, how you get up and sing at that time is completely crazy.
Lewis Black is here. He just had a comedy special on Comedy Central. Just aired, but I guess they're selling it on DVD. So he's promoting that. Funny man. He's been around a long time. He knows what's going on. Yeah. You don't care about music, do you?
I like music.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you listen to?
I listen to all of the musicals, South Pacific.
Show tunes, is your thing.
Show tunes was my life.
And you're a straight man yet.
I was in, when I came in this morning, you were talking about, I can't believe you watched the Tonys.
Well, I watched about an hour. I was waiting for True Blood, and, I wanted to see what was going on.
An hour. Now, at what point did
And it was good. It happened to be good. They had a lot of interesting things going on. They kept it moving fast.
Did I miss? I turned it on for like 30 seconds. I did theater for 20 years.
Right.
Okay, I wanted to be a playwright, which is the financial equivalent of being a crack whore. And I was in this. I'm solidly in that business.
Right.
And I turn this thing on, and I'm like, "Stop it! Why are you doing this? Why are you just telling America go away?"
Right. It's like a show that's designed to see how many people will tune out.
Exactly. I mean, it's like...
Why did you want to be a playwright? I mean, there's no kind of living there.
But I had no idea.
You didn't.
What did I know?
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Maryland.
Oh, and you were like a kid from the suburbs, and you said, "Oh,
yeah." And then my parents, and then they took me to the theater, and I had that moment that most men, most gay men have it immediately.
Right.
You rarely see it in a heterosexual, where the light came on.
Did you actually get to write a play? Did you write?
I wrote 40 plays.
Did any of them get made? Were they produced?
I produced them all.
Yeah.
And some were done. Arena Stage did readings of my work, and
now that you're a famous comedian and you have success, has anyone gone back and looked at these plays and said, well, maybe there's something here, something we can mine, something we can put on Broadway?
You'll love this because it's a story about abuse.
Right.
So you're in this business. See, there's this level of what you go through in negotiations and stuff.
Right.
I'm in theater.
Right.
Now, I'm at a point where I'm doing really well as a comic. Now, the theaters get in touch, and they say to me, Louis, we'd really like you to sing. And I know all these pricks.
Yeah.
We'd really want you to send your plays back to us.
Right.
So I send the plays back to them, and then they turn them down again. And I didn't.
They invited you to be rejected.
They invited me. I said, it's like...
So you made the right move becoming a stand-up comic. And you did the right thing, because if you had hung on and you had stayed with that dream, you wouldn't even be able to buy a house.
If I had stayed with that dream, it would have been like personally raping myself. It would have been.
How old were you when you finally decided to make the switch to stand-up comedy?
40.
You were 40?
Really?
Yeah.
So you mean up until the age of 40?
I was in a dream world.
You're kidding. Maybe that's why I never...
that's what's going to happen to Grillo.
You're right in a way, because... I hadn't heard of you as a young man. You would think your talent would have come out and you would have been it's really weird. Are you bitter at all? Is it like a Rodney Dangerfield type story in the sense that, Rodney didn't start his stand-up career until he was in his 40s?
No, I'm not, because I really kind of liked what I was doing. It's that thing, if you really like what you're doing.
You're not bitter.
You don't give a shit.
But did you have to have other jobs? I mean,
No.
you were making a living?
I was so fucking broke, it was scary. So I would
Would women go out with you and stuff, or were they just like, this guy's a pariah?
Oh, no, of course they do, but you're the playwright, so
see.
It's like
they would marry you.
It works for it's good for like 3 days,
right?
And then the romance really goes.
What was the most successful play you had? Did anything actually make it to Broadway?
No, but something was actually. This is what actually ended up driving me out in part. I had a play that was optioned for Broadway,
right?
7 years, meaning they give you $2,500 for the rights of this thing that you put your blood in, and then every year somebody else would turn it down. Carol Burnett turned it down. Mary Tyler Moore turned it down. It went to everybody.
Wow.
And then I finally...
Were your parents very disappointed in you? Like, wow, we had high hopes for you, and here you are. You're this failed playwright. Were you you the black sheep of the family?
No, my parents are nuts. They were actually very supportive of it in a perverted way. I think and my brother had been successful, and was doing.
Was it embarrassing though when you would go home to like a family reunion of Thanksgiving and your brother's the success?
Oh no, because I could borrow money from him.
Yeah,
so he was supporting my habit.
Wow, everybody was an enabler of this horrible career.
But my mother was always like, my mother in part was, it was if you're not going to be a doctor. at least marry a doctor.
Right.
And then when I didn't marry a doctor, she kept saying, go into the healthcare industry. This is 20 years ago. There's like $1 billion coming down the pike.
Right.
No. So she ended up, she would kind of on a perverted level, she was upset what I was doing, but if other people around her friends and stuff would make a comment about what I was doing, she's going, they don't know shit. They don't know what you're doing. They don't understand the work that you do.
So at 40 years old, when you make the switch to stand-up, you're like starting out like sort of behind the 8 ball, because most guys have been doing it when they were young.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you show up at 40, and now you're going to start being a stand-up, and you got to come up with material, and you don't have...
But I had been doing it on the side.
Oh, you had?
Just for fun, but like as a hobby.
Do you like...
Which is even more psychotic.
Do you like doing stand-up comedy? Every comic I have in here, they're always trying to get off the road. They hate the road. They hate being a comic. They want a TV show. They want this. They want that. They hate it.
I love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
Do you think you love it because you started it really late in life, in the sense that you went...
And it's successful?
And what helped was was breaking through that thing where I go from clubs into theaters.
Right.
It's tough not to like something when you show up and 2,500 people are there to see you.
Right.
And you're working these fucking stages that your plays should have been on.
Right.
So there's a certain amount of joy.
But how many dates a year will you be out on the road working?
About 150.
150 days out of the year. So you're never home.
I'm home it's not so bad. I'm home 3 or 4 days and gone 3 days.
Where do you live, in L.A. or New York?
No, I don't. Who the fuck can live there? I just can't. I'm not good there.
But aren't there more opportunities if you're in L.A.? And
I don't give a shit.
You don't care?
No.
What kind of opportunities?
I don't know.
The opportunity
Your own
to play Dickie the Fart on the Smelly series.
I don't know.
I mean, there's certain things I would like to do out there, but everybody who works with me, managers, agents, lawyers, they're all there.
Did you make your move into theaters and things because of your association with like the Jon Stewarts and that whole thing?
It was Comedy Central. I had done 5 or 6 specials for Comedy Central. Nobody had done that amount of stuff.
Right.
And then I did, I was doing on John's show, and I did a ton of Conan's. And then we toured. Mitch Hedberg,
right.
David Tell and I did a theater tour, and afterwards they said to me, these guys said, you want to tour theaters? I went, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And then as soon as that started, I leased a tour bus. So you do that, and that helps.
When you say a tour bus, in other words, you don't have to go to a hotel. You sleep on the bus. You do the whole thing.
No, we go to the hotel, but you basically, I'd fly in. I'll fly in somewhere, and the bus will be there, and then we'll drive and do 4 cities.
Right, and the bus is comfortable, so you kind of have, you got some video games on there. You got some things to do.
Well, I got everything. I got
got a bed,
DirecTV. I got the Sirius. I got the Wi-Fi. I got a desk I write at.
It's your own bus.
Yeah, well, I don't own it, but yeah, it's basically mine.
And you're there alone. In other words, if you want to take a dump on the bus, what do you do?
I get to.
You do?
Yes.
You make a duty on there?
Yeah.
And
that's the whole concept.
Right.
You get to take your...
Who cleans that out, actually? That's what I want to know.
There's somebody somewhere.
You don't even know.
I don't even want to think about it, but...
So
it's different, though. A comedian, you're pretty much alone in this big bus.
No, I've got a tour manager.
Uh-huh.
And a merch person.
Yeah.
And
Look at you.
A merch
and a guy who does sound. And the merch person now is, and I've got to ask this, was someone who, when you guys were in Washington, was one of your big backers and a friend, Lenny Hughes. He was a reporter for the Washington Post.
Oh, Lenny Hughes. That sounds familiar to me.
Short, plenty. I wanted to bring him in. I'm bringing him in next time.
And what is a merch guy? Like, what kind of merchandise do you sell?
Are you kidding me? T-shirts, posters,
You're kidding me.
DVDs.
There's a Lewis Black T-shirt?
Oh, yeah, there's hundreds. I'm in the 7th generation of Lewis Black T-shirts.
No kidding. Who generally buys these? Hot women?
No, there's women, overweight women.
Overweight women, yeah. I saw an overweight woman wearing a Lewis Black T-shirt.
No, it's a whole spectrum of people buy these.
Yeah, and so that's a whole industry in itself.
It's basically it doesn't. I'm not making it. It's not the Rolling Stones, but it helps. And they want. The people seem to want it, and they yell if you don't have it.
By the way, look at this. Someone just handed me a note. The guy who cleans the toilets on your tour bus is an unemployed playwright. That's what he does for us as side business. I can't even believe it. So, but you go out, you do the tour.
Yeah.
And you're probably talking about what's topical, right? Of course. So you constantly write new material.
Yeah.
You're a very topical guy. You'll open up a newspaper and what? Jokes just come to you. It's that easy.
It is. You know how easy it is. You open the paper, parents send, and before you even know the information, girl, the boat capsizes, 16-year-old girl in the boat. You have no information. It's all you've got.
Right.
And my first thought is, who gives a shit?
Let her die?
Well, are you fucking kidding me? You got a 16-year-old girl who says, I'm going to go sail around the world, and nobody stops her?
Right. It's crazy, right? And the father is looking for a reality show.
Well, and then I thought, it was unbelievable. She's sailing around the world. My mother wouldn't let me out the door to go to Woodstock. Are you kidding me?
It's the truth.
But that whole reality show, it's
spawning a lot of problems.
Somebody's got to just put a kibosh on this thing.
Yeah, children are parents are making their kids do dangerous things for reality shows.
It made me pine for having children, though, because I thought then maybe if I had children when I was younger and was born now,
right,
then I wouldn't have to have done this shit and gone through the playwriting thing. I could have fucked them up.
Are you sad you never had kids? Do you think the playwright thing is the reason it kind of delayed your growth?
Oh, it really, yeah.
You never married because you weren't making a good living?
Oh, yeah, no, that whole concept of, God will provide, fuck you.
But are you happy? When people say, oh, don't worry, God will provide.
Well, that's how Walmarts were built.
Yeah.
Billions of people going, oh, yeah, no, it'll work out. Let's go buy 600 pounds of soybeans.
I have so many friends. We have a guy who used to intern for us. He's about 38 years old. He was on his way to be an electrician. We know he's having trouble, but he wants to be an actor, so he gave up the electrician thing. There are a lot of people who don't realize their dreams. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That it doesn't always work out.
Yeah.
You're one of the lucky ones.
I'm extremely lucky.
Yeah.
But because it's an accident of time and where you are and that whole thing of you just got to keep doing it.
Are you sick about this spill, the BP? I am sick over it. I don't know what to do about it. There's nothing really to do. I'm not an expert in this field, even though they started calling movie directors. I don't.
Your head can't even get around it. You kind of go through Haiti.
Yeah.
And that's more than you can bear. And then but Haiti, you can build it.
Who do we blame? I blame, now the original book, I said this on the air. A lot of people wrote me letters saying I was right on, but some people told me I was crazy.
Okay.
The original the original Bush, the first President Bush, he made it so they capped, it could only pay $75 million if you're an oil company if something catastrophic happened.
Right.
$75 million, that's your penalty. Yeah. Now, to them, that's like 10 cents.
Yeah.
Because they make billions and billions and billions of dollars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it got even more laissez-faire. Everyone started saying, well, the government shouldn't interfere. These guys have to go out after all and lay out some money, and they have to find oil and all this and the other thing. And then the other day, somebody was blaming Dick Cheney. I didn't even catch why it was Dick Cheney. Do you understand why Dick Cheney is to blame?
Well, no, he's not. I don't know how much he is to blame.
Who is to blame?
Well, I had heard the rumor because we don't get information anymore. In order to get information, this, you wake up in the morning, you start looking at 400 things, and you go, well, this is Dick Cheney. I heard there was a $400,000 piece of equipment that should have been put on this thing, and they went, nah. Dick Cheney went, nah. And Halliburton, his crew, is the one who put the cement on. And I think Halliburton, anytime, now that's got to stop. When they apply for something, you go, no, fuck you, no. Because everything you've been involved in has been, you're either stealing us blind, or you don't know what you're doing.
And yet we keep seeming to go to this Halliburton. Every time there's a catastrophe, Halliburton's been there.
There was something that it was all we have to have Halliburton. They're the only ones who can do it.
Yeah, that was the war.
The war, yeah. And they're the only ones who make cement.
Yeah.
They're the only ones left who make cement. They bought every cement company in America.
For a while.
And then they had this, and then they got another group, and I can't remember the name. When I did the USO tour twice, and the guy serving food, there's like a spin-off of Halliburton, and I can't think of it. Damn it! I can't think of the name because I'm like a stroke victim now. So all of the guys, the Army doesn't serve its own food anymore. There's a group of people making a profit, and they've got like these people from like Slovenia and Backlash, and they're sitting there throwing the grub out, and these fuckers have hired Halliburton's subsidiary has hired them, pays them 20 cents, and shows them pictures of good teeth as if someday you'll have a dentist, and they just fuck them.
And then for a while it was like Halliburton was providing even the soldiers who go over and fight
the security guys.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, everything. They were a full-service agency.
You're right. Why don't we just say no to Halliburton? I think all our problems would be solved.
That's the start. Yeah. And then I think, too, the one thing that we could, it's just at this point, don't we learn the lesson of, we seem to only learn things after.
Right.
Sometimes go, shit, we should have, like when the bridge in Minneapolis went, that's when I had the revelation.
Right.
Because the next day, after that bridge went down, in every city in America, everyone checked their bridges.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it took.
But it's too late.
We forgot we had bridges.
It's the same with this oil. People in the oil industry have been screaming for years that it's too lax, that a catastrophic accident could happen. Mm-hmm. And now here it's, and it did happen with the Valdez and all this. And now here we are again in the same situation.
Yeah.
Will something good come out of this?
I don't know. I mean, I keep wondering when the fuck we learn a lesson.
I mean, suddenly we don't allow terrorists on planes. We used to for years for some reason. I don't get it.
That, yeah.
I don't know what you do. I mean, I don't know what in the end you do. My theory has been that you might like is that you since BP is a multinational corporation and they're above the law,
right,
and they act like their own country, and they work tax breaks every which way. That since they act like a country, we should treat them like a country. And if we could go into Iraq because we thought they had weapons, invade them.
You're saying invade British Petroleum.
Invade British Petroleum.
You're a genius.
Take over the buildings, put the guy wherever the mail comes in and the checks are.
Here's a
grab
guy
every fucking dime they got.
Right. That's what you would do to a country.
Exactly. And I'm sorry about the British pensioners. It's called Tufsky Shitsky. We have to. They're attacking us with oil every day, and then they don't even tell us how much oil they're attacking us with.
How old are you now? You're about my age?
I'm 61.
You're 61. So you're from the same generation I am.
Yeah.
What were we called? The baby boomers?
The boomer, yeah.
Didn't you think our generation was going to be great? Didn't you think with Woodstock, and did you think everything was going to change and people like you would have thought marijuana would have been legal by now with our
You're
generation.
doing my act.
This
is what my act is about now. I finally said, I go on stage, I go, we're the generation who's going to change the world, and we did. We made it worse.
But I always knew it. Our generation growing up was so selfish and so sort of out of control. I couldn't imagine our generation doing anything great with this country. And I always dreaded the day when guys from our generation would get into power and be the president of the United States. And they have fucked everything up.
Yeah, but I don't think those two fuckers were representative. Clinton said he didn't inhale, so fuck you. You're not even a part of the group.
Right.
And Bush is a shitty preppy.
Right.
That's what he represents. I mean, he's a preppy. It's impossible to be a shitty preppy.
But even like Wall Street now is like, it's not stable. Nothing's stable. It seems like we don't know what we're doing, our generation. We're in charge. Well, they should invade us.
I know. I didn't think we would end up this horrific. I did think, the thing I'm pushing for in the act is the legalization of marijuana. I said, well, we have to have a legacy. We've got no legacy. Right now, they're going to look back and go, how sad, what a pathetic group of sniveling idiots.
Right.
But if we legalize marijuana...
We could be saved?
Well, we would, because people look back and say they legalized marijuana, and that explains why they didn't get shit done.
Are you a pot smoker?
No.
No, me neither, but I'm for the legalization of marijuana.
I smoked it till I was 25, and then the shit didn't work anymore.
Right. Well, yeah, I didn't like it. It made me paranoid, this, that, and that. But it should
I like the paranoia in a weird...
You would think it would be legal. You really do by now. Something. What can we hang our hats on is what you're saying.
And
well, he's saying it would be a good excuse for why we didn't get anything else done.
Yeah, and I also think we need to leave something behind that distracts them from what we didn't leave
And how
behind.
do you figure I thought our generation was going to be super progressive, sort of
liberal, laissez-faire about these. Yeah.
Well, and then we got something like the Tea Party. What is that Tea Party? Explain that to me. What is that?
That is that is the I don't know how you felt. You got the Democrats in there insane, and the Republicans in there insane, and so I've just been waiting for a third party, please. And plus,
this is your live stream, a third party.
A third party. Plus, they're driving me. Both sides are driving me to the middle, which is not where I'm most comfortable. But something's got to. We got to move ahead,
right?
And so, who shows up? The Tea Party,
right?
And they're just as insane.
You're right. They're like the retarded wing of the Republican Party,
and they're pushing the Republican Party.
And their hero is Sarah Palin, right?
Who make shit up.
Right.
At what point do you allow? You can't be making shit up.
Right.
You can't say, "Oh, they're going to be death panels," and because it comes out of your mouth, it's fucking real.
So she's a disaster, and that's the third party.
And that's the third party, and then they've got, and and every so often they're nominating people. You just go. The woman who said that what a real family is a man and a wife, and the wife stays home and the man goes to work, and that's the only real family. And how do you not at that point go, send in an emergency group that grabs her and takes her to some sort of place for counseling?
Well, now that you explained the Tea Party, I realize what I need. I need a fourth party.
Let's keep going through the parties till we get a good.
We need some new party.
We do need a new party, and then these are the same people who said, God, we don't want government regulation. God knows. Who do you want? You don't want anybody to look at the fruit, you fucking idiot?
Yeah.
And they go, no regulation, but the shit hits the fan in the Gulf. They're going, where's the government?
Where's the government in this?
You can't fucking have it both ways, you fucking dicks.
That's what I said on the air. I said, everyone's screaming, no regulations. Bush was, listen, my friends are in the oil company.
Do the right thing.
Yeah, and now everyone's screaming. I will turn on Fox News. They were the ones for the last 8 years been saying, listen, less regulation.
Get out of company's way.
I see the anchor man, and he goes, can you believe the government isn't on top of this?
Right.
Yeah.
I went, well, you told them to not interfere in the free market.
But when Katrina happened, it's not the government's job.
Yeah, all of a sudden, it's madness.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is just flipping out. We've flipped out completely.
And then this old bag makes a statement the other day. You know who this is? Helen Thomas.
Oh, God.
Yeah, she says the Jews ought to get out of Israel. Well, that's like saying to you ought to get out of America, go back to your home.
Oh, I know, but she was 89.
That's senile.
Yeah, she's like my mother. My mother's not senile, but she's got no editing equipment. My mother said, my mother turned to me.
Yeah.
We're in Vegas. We're all sitting around a table.
You took the whole
breakfast.
family there?
Yeah, we're sitting, because she loves. Now
you're the success.
They love it.
Yeah. Now you're the big success.
Now my mother, who was kind of a socialist most of her life, is going, what's with this hotel room?
She suddenly got rich.
Oh, yeah. She's got notes for the staff.
That other brother's forgotten. So you're in Vegas.
So we're in Vegas. She says to me at one point, out of the blue, you weren't, you and Ronnie weren't really my brother. You and Ronnie weren't really my idea.
What?
She said, it was up to me. I didn't really want to have children. She points at my father. She goes, it was all his idea.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there looking at her, and she goes, I guess that's not something you say to your child.
You think? So you think Helen Thomas is like...
I just think the editing, that whole section...
It just breaks down.
Yeah. I mean, the sad thing is when you look back, you got to remember, too, when Nixon was, fucking up big time, Helen Thomas was the one... She was the one sitting there asking. She was the one who always asked the questions.
Mm-hmm. Right. So,
she could, she probably, and apparently she thought about this. She's, this had been in her head.
Right.
And she's Lebanese, so, it was like, you can think it, just don't fucking say it.
They forget. I guess when you get old, could you imagine how great a comic you're going to be when you hit your 80s?
Oh, I'm going to be spectacular.
There's going to be no censoring.
It's going to be good for you.
Yeah, I'm going to do it completely, and I'm going to sit on stage on a toilet.
Is it fair to say that when you hit around 80, 89 years old, your I hate Jews filter breaks, and suddenly you just let it all come out? You spent a lifetime hiding your hatred of the Jews, and then it just goes,
there was a backup in the septic tank.
I know one guy, his I hate Jew filter broke when he was 4 years old.
Right. I think that guy's name was Hitler.
Yeah. He goes, I'm just going to say it now like a senile old woman. And look, it got him very far. So you had your TV special the other night. So let me understand what's going on. The TV special aired on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
But you're now promoting it as a DVD.
Well, no. Here's the thing. It was 42 minutes of this of this movie that we made.
Right.
Of a concert I did, which was an 80-minute concert.
Right.
And Comedy Central bleeps it.
I see.
So basically, people saw half of the concert.
Oh, I see.
And so I came up with that and a 70-minute documentary for people who are looking for something to sleep to.
Lewis Black's stand-up special, Stark Raving Black, is available on DVD tomorrow. But now that you're 63, you know how they say, like,
don't keep pushing.
No, but they say 60 is the new 40 and all this kind of stuff.
That's horse shit. You know that's horse shit.
It's not.
Oh, for Christ's sake, 60's 60 and 40's 40. They're different numbers. And the worst is when you see those guys on TV. I'm in my 60s now, and I've never felt better. You're fucking insane. Did you have polio as a child? Were you in an iron lung until you were 18?
It's crazy, right?
What do you think? You never felt better. I wish I knew now. You can't apply what you know now, douchebag.
You can't go back in time.
It doesn't work.
Oh, my God. Well, you're a smart comedian. You know what I mean? And it's great when you see guys having success who, are kind of lowbrow, base kind of. Do you sit there and kind of turn, like when you go to these places and you perform, and let's say it's not a theater, let's say it's a couple of guys on the act. Are there performers who you just fucking can't stand? Are you just like, this shit is bullshit? How is this guy successful?
Well, no, because it depends on it. I mean, certain people, there's certain things, but I mean, most of the time, if they did the work, I don't give a shit. Like there's always been this hoo-ha about Larry the Cable Guy. Well, I've known him since he was Dan Whitney, and he opened for me, and he was horrific.
Right.
Like 20 years ago, he was horrific. But he came on as Larry, and then he started to do these, go on radio stations, but he would call every radio station every morning, and every time I was on the radio, he'd be coming on later, and he did all the work you have to do. It's hard to really go, piss on somebody who's done all the work.
Is he still horrific, or has he gotten better?
Oh, he's funny in a horrific way.
It's hard to understand. Well, you both do different things.
But they're, to me, what's upsetting is these guys like Dom Irrera, who's a great comic. I mean, just a great comic.
Funny guy.
And if in the time of like when Sullivan was on, would have been kind of an icon.
Yeah. Right.
It doesn't get the due. That's where I get upset. Not that others get their due, but the people who really should get the due don't.
I know. And what can you do, really? I mean, I guess when you have an opportunity, you promote guys like that, and you do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a tough business. It really is. And I look at it, and you've paid your dues. I mean, I read somewhere like a couple of years ago, you got hit in the head with a bottle on stage.
Yeah, it was in Bonnaroo. And,
Bonnaroo.
It was a music festival.
It was a music festival. And they
now that's got to be hard to be the comic at a music festival.
Well, except they have a comedy tent, but the guys in Government Mule asked me to join them. They were, all these people were sitting in, and they wanted me to. Here's the bit. It's that they're going to be playing an instrumental. I'll come on stage. Then they'd ask me to sing, and they're playing an instrumental, and I get upset that they're playing. You fucking, there are no lyrics to this, so I go off on them. And then within 30 seconds, this giant water bottle, not with water in it, comes and hits me right in the head. And I explode, and all the guys jump up. And I went completely apeshit.
You started yelling at the audience?
Yeah, and the only thing...
What do you say to the audience?
I said, you fucking assholes, you come out here to the middle of the goddamn... The last thing on earth, you don't throw shit at people on stage. I don't give a shit if you throw it at me. That I don't care about. But these fuckers are talented. You can hurt somebody. And it was... then the only thing I thought about when I've seen the video on YouTube is I look as if I'm midterm pregnant.
Right.
That's just what really pisses me off. Not the water bottle.
Because you're such an original, do you find that other comedians steal your material? Now, I've always heard this about stand-up comedy. People go nuts from this.
Yeah.
That this one's accusing that one of stealing. This one accuses that one. And is it really going on? Like, do you go in a club and then see your act somewhere else?
No, I don't really. That rarely happens with me because I don't really write punchlines.
You don't? How do you work? Do you sit at home? You don't write? You don't sit and write?
I don't write. I do everything on stage. I go up on stage.
Explain that to me. I don't understand.
In other words, same thing you do. You sit down
and
you start talking. Do you write this down?
No, I don't write it down. What, this shit?
Thank God.
How would I write this down?
This down.
But wait a second. You've got to have something in your... I mean, there's certain things that you...
There are things I know I'm going to talk about.
Yes.
But if you saw my it's just a list. It'll be like BP, regulation. And, I mean, I just write little things down.
And there's no joke. There's no punch. But there
is.
I've seen you.
When I stand on stage, that's when I start to shape the material. And I'll start talking about it, and then I'll find out what's really fun. I'll have like 1 or 2 lines.
Now, that seems very brave. I mean, you could tank. I mean, you could have a night where you're not, at least if you have a set act, then you can't really tank. You've tested it, you've worked it.
But, I mean, what happens is that I've kind of developed it to the point where I have my set, and then... like this thing that just came, what just came on was it was my tour last year. That's what is the DVD is. So that I finished in August, and then as soon as that was done, I took a piece of it out and plugged in another piece, and then I started working on another piece, and then I finished that piece and plug in another piece and start working on that piece.
How did Jon Stewart figure out how to use you? I mean, how did he like?
I was there before him. I was the first one there.
At Comedy Central on that show?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
I was one of the first people. I'm the last of the originals.
Who were the originals on that show?
It was A. Whitney Brown.
Right.
What's his name? God, the blonde-haired guy who was doing the Craig Kilborn.
Yeah, right. That's right. I forgot he was on that show.
Liz Winstead was producing it, and did some stuff on it, and it was just a few, it was these.
So Comedy Central's like been a blessing to you. I mean, yeah.
They don't know what to do with me, but they've been a blessing.
Yeah, how many shows have you done for them?
I've done 7 specials, The Daily Show, and then I did this show, Root of All Evil, which we did it and it went well, and then they put it on this summer.
Because Gary told me you had like 15 development deals with them for sitcoms.
I've had 15 development deals. It's you want to hear the best?
Yeah, go ahead.
This you'll love. This is David Kelly, a great writer.
Yeah.
Right. Calls and. My agents, and I get my agents call and say, David Kelly is working on a pilot for you. And I go, because these guys in L.A., I think, they are so fucking live in dreamland. It's like, yeah, right, David Kelly's writing. When that happens, why don't you call me? Don't you guys just make shit up?
They do.
They do.
Yeah.
So then David Kelly... is going to meet me after this show.
David Kelly's had 1 million hit shows, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's written...
Ally McBeal, Boston Legal, Picket Fences.
So The Practice. So
you're like, this is bullshit. He's not writing anything.
He's not writing anything for me. Right. I'd met him once at the Emmys, and he had said, boy, I'd like to work with you someday.
Right.
And so so then he shows up at a show, and he says, I'm working on a piece for you. Then 2 weeks later, they send me the script.
Yeah.
And it's a great script.
Go ahead.
And
what's the problem?
And then they fly me out to have a conversation, and he says, I don't have the clout I used to have. I don't know if I can get this on the air. I just know I really want you to do it, and it's about the best thing that's ever been written for me. And I go, wow, okay. And then I leave, and then literally the next day, Leno. The whole Leno Conan thing explodes.
Right.
NBC now needs product.
Right.
They go into they have a bidding war with Fox. NBC wins, and at that point I cocked a pistol because it's really NBC has won. These fucking morons, couldn't he have gone to Fox? There's a fighting chance at Fox.
Right.
We know these guys are idiots.
Right, those guys
really,
at NBC
how do you fucking move Leno out? How fucking what planet?
Yeah, right.
Everybody knew it. Monkeys in the zoo spelled out Leno in their faces. It's unbelievable that they would do that. And then they give $44 million or $39 million to Conan, rightfully so.
Right.
So I'm looking at this, and I go, okay. And then they start to do negotiations with me. Now it's Monday, and my agents ask for X amount of money.
Sure.
I got to move. It's all basically the show is totally written because of me.
Right.
It's all built around me. I mean, every fucking scene. It's more work than a human should do.
Right.
I'm going to go from 70 minutes a day to a fucking 12-hour, shoot. I'm going to weigh 300 pounds by the time this is over. If it's and they're all going, if it's a hit. And I'm going, if it's a hit, we're really fucked.
You don't want to do all this work.
It's a ton of work, but I really want. But it's really exciting. But you have to pay me X. If I'm going to move from New York City, where I finally bought an apartment, I finally have a place after fucking killing myself most of my life, and I like it. And I go home and I go, oh, I have a home. Wow.
Right, this is exciting. You're successful
and now you're gonna. When I finally move in, now you're gonna move me somewhere else, like an itinerant.
Right.
So I go to. We just go. Here's what Lewis wants. Let's not negotiate. He's got to get his shit together and get out there and work on this.
Right.
Well, 2 days later, the lawyers come back and offer me half what I want. So it's like, okay, half. And then they have negotiations, and they keep going. Now, Friday, they want me to leave on Saturday to go to NBC on Monday.
Right.
And at that point, they still don't come through. And now they've given me the whole week to think about what a piece of shit I'm going to be treated like unless it's a hit.
Yeah, but they don't understand. You love your life on the road.
Yeah.
You love you make great money.
Yeah.
It's not like you're dying to have a sitcom.
Exactly.
Right.
And this is more than the half hour. This is an hour with a lot of cameras and people, important things.
And it could be over in a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
So I went when they got to the end of it, I said, no, you know what I wanted.
Right.
I'm not going because I finally went, no, I don't. And I called David up. I said, I really want to work with you, but I don't want to be treated like this, and that's the way, and you can deal with it, and I can't, and I wish you all the success. He said, come on out. I want to put you on tape, and let's just work together, because I want to show these guys that it's your show.
Right.
So I go out, and we work together, and that's phenomenal.
Right.
But I sat in the room, and as we were doing it, I said, do you realize, no matter what happens, this is as good as it's going to be?
Yeah, right.
This is the moment when
what
it's
was
great.
The show anyway?
It was about a lawyer who leaves a patent law firm and basically moves into a kind of a storefront law thing and starts dealing with and it's called Kindred's, this group of people.
Yeah, and that was the end. So no show.
So no show. He said, I can't get this. He wanted an actress in like a smaller role,
right?
And he didn't have the clout to get the actress in the smaller role.
Wow.
And to his, I have to say, he's so much a gentleman. It's extraordinary. He calls me up and goes, I couldn't do this. And he said, and I hate the fact that I got you all excited about this gig.
And I can't get it done.
And I said, it doesn't matter. We had a great day. Who else could ask for more? And I said, we'll work on something.
Were your demands unreasonable? Your money demands,
No.
were they insane?
No.
You were within the...
I took what I thought I really would want and cut it by half.
And because you would have to give up a lot of this income that you make, you've got work. I mean, you've got all these dates planned, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not sitting at home picking your ass.
And they're saying, and the thing is, they're saying, well, the money isn't what it used to be. You just gave Conan $39 million, okay?
Yeah, where'd you get that from?
Wait another week to lie to me.
Yeah.
Not only were they, and as you point out, you're negotiating with the guys who made that bonehead move. They took the number one guy and put another guy in.
So who knows what I'd be? And then to end the story, which is what's wonderful, since NBC wanted a star,
right?
And that's always been where I'm always kind of like that. I'm in the next tier, which is fine.
Right.
It's just enough celebrity that it's fun.
Right.
They cast.
Yeah.
Kathy Bates.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, and I can't really argue. She's a great actress. Even David said, what are you going to do? He said, I can't say to them, fuck Kathy Bates. She's like a great actress.
Was she your love interest?
Yeah, she was going to be she's the star.
I see.
She's
She's doing me.
They took his role and gave it to her.
Yeah, and I said, and my immediate reaction was, I would have had my tits done. If I knew it just needed tits.
It's insulting. Why wasn't it Brad Pitt that took over your role?
Yeah, no, it's Kathy Bates. Because I literally span the spectrum of sexuality. I was in the theater.
I'm trying to think who has more sex appeal, you or Kathy Bates. Listen, Louis Black's great stand-up special, Stark Raving Black, is available on DVD tomorrow. Well, you're doing well, my friend.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
it's fun.
That's good. You know what I mean? You mentioned Leno and Conan, and Conan's a good friend of yours because you've done the show. I mean, do you hang out with him socially, or is just strictly you've done it?
Yeah.
It's sad to think about. But I guess did NBC screw? They did screw Conan.
Yeah.
And in a way, they screwed Jay or not. Jay says he got screwed, but no one can figure out how.
Well, I mean, he screwed himself in the sense of like taking the 10 o'clock slot.
Right. Exactly. Should have gone to another network and kicked everyone's ass.
And I realize that the Tonight Show is in the pantheon of existence a great thing, but
big deal.
At a point in time when you've gone in this setting way beyond what radio ever imagined, and TV is like a minute away from being YouTube. I had a piece that went viral on YouTube, and this is when I knew that. Like about 2 weeks ago, I did something on Glenn Beck. It's 2.5 minutes long. I could feel the difference when I walk down the. I mean, literally, people were coming
because
up.
now YouTube is a factor.
Because it's a YouTube.
What'd you say about Glenn Beck?
More in 2.5 minutes than my whole fucking career.
What were you saying about Glenn Beck? Are you a big fan of his?
What a piece of shit. that he had Nazi Tourette's. He is. Everything is Nazi.
Yeah.
The Peace Corps was a Nazi institution. It's all
the Nazis are just getting better and better.
You know what's weird about his show? I watch him a lot, but now it's become like a professor sitting at a blackboard. It's almost like a boring history class, but it's history according to him.
Yeah, well, it's his.
But you're right. Everyone's sort of a Nazi. B'nai B'rith is Nazi. Everything.
Everything's Nazi.
Nazis. Well, listen. You don't have to tell. I don't have to tell you how bright and funny you are. I mean, you already know it. And we all look forward to seeing the stand-up special, Stark Raving Black. The great Louis Black, everyone. We'll be back right after these words. Thanks for coming in today.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Thanks,
great seeing you.
Louis,
yeah.
How'd it go there today?
It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Good to be back.
Yeah, it was. It was a kick.
It sounds like things are going pretty well for you. You got your book. You
got
DVD.
This week. It is until I get out of here. I mean, it's great right now. Right now, it's spectacular.
Why? How could it go once you get out of here?
Well, things could turn for the worse. Something could drop off a building. I could trip.
Yeah, Howard just said, how funny he finds you.
Yeah.
How does that feel coming from someone like Howard Stern?
It's a terrific compliment. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. I mean, really, what are you kidding me?
Cool. All right, man.
He interviews everybody and their mother. I'm glad we had a good time. I enjoy him. It's like, I just feel like, I don't know how he does what he does. I'm always kind of amazed.
Well, you guys seem to be on the same page. Like you both speak your mind and don't care what everyone else thinks.
Yeah, no, and really, and we both kind of realize we're not going to affect the fate of America. It's like, this is what we do, and you can listen, and then, but it's not like, people get upset with us. It's like, what are you, really? You think everything's going to change because we're talking?
Well, all right, man. Well, thanks for stopping by today.
It was a pleasure.
Take it easy.
I'm going to play a couple of things that have been happening, including Sal's weird pronunciations. You know the word villa?
Yeah.
I have a villa in France, perhaps you'd say. He calls it a villa.
I hate to say this.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
But
in Italian,
get out of here. You're in America, asshole. First of all, I'll tell you what. You're not from Italy. You didn't grow up in Italy. You've never been in Italy.
Right. I've been to Italy.
Yeah, okay. Here's Sal from the wrap-up show yesterday. Listen to this guy.
Women love men who are successful, so you have to play the success card. You have to paint the big picture. 90% of the time, a woman is not going to be attracted to the average guy right off the bat. But if you give her a reason, like you have a mansion, like you have a place in the Hamptons, like you have a villa in Italy, stuff that most likely she won't see.
What do you have in Italy?
I have a villa in Italy.
A villa. You've heard of a villa.
That's the best. I have a villa.
When Gary said, "What do you have in Italy?" I thought he was saying, like, you're really exaggerating.
I've never seen a guy, because you seem like a bright guy to me. Honestly, you do.
I am. I think I'm a bright guy, but in
Yeah.
Italy, they say villa. They say bene sta villa.
Forget Sal being an idiot with the word villa.
Okay.
Listen to this. This is from the wrap-up show. Don't get caught up in what the content is. Just
Okay,
listen to
just
this
listen
word.
to the
Listen to it.
pronunciation.
Do you know what that? Do you remember what that whole Jim Jones thing was about?
Yeah. He had an occult. He gave all these people Kool-Aid and they dropped dead.
Wait, he had what?
He had this occult. I think it's called an occult.
Right.
So in Italy, they say occult?
They say,
No.
where did you get that one from?
Yeah. How'd you learn how to say that wrong?
Well, a cult. I heard then it was cult, not a cult. But an occult is, I think, it's a combination. It's like satanic groups. They're occults. But I thought it's the same thing. It's as long as it's a group
Sal,
of weird
do you
people.
ever read? Do you ever like take an
Ever
interest in
consult
anything?
the dictionary?
Sal, when
Too
people
busy.
are saying occult, they're not saying occult. They're saying a, and then a word C-U-L-T, cult.
A cult.
And then there is the occult.
The occult or occult is holy cow! I can't
When I
believe
say
I'm-
occult, O-C-C-U-L-T, whatever it is, and then you hear people saying occult, I'm always thinking it's occult.
No,
I never distinguish the difference between a cult and a cult. When you
Holy cow! Where did you grow up, man? And don't give me this bullshit.
I grew
you
up
say
in Holbrook.
villa because you were in Italy.
Yeah, because when you're in Italy, they're
Okay.
like, come to my villa.
You know, he says that like from Transylvania. I want you to come to my villa.